30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Cool. Fox 26.
We're going right into commercial after this stuff's buffering.
It's going to go right to a commercial.
Probably for a car dealership.
I'm thinking skid steer.
Teacher at Ronald Thornton.
Let me listen. I need to go do a refresh.
Sometimes my illegal cable stream does this. Very frustrating. Because who do you call about?
You're illegal.
Yeah.
Who do you call?
I mean, who do you call?
When you're getting your cable from Guido down the street, right?
You can only turn it off and turn it back on so many times.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
You know, Lummy, I had a really good, I had an old school feeling important day yesterday. I'm not going to mention any situations. We're not going to mention any further. You all know what I'm talking about. But that could end up being a pretty fun and probably great exposure situation. Keeping it very vague.
Really fun.
I mean, and, a lot of exposure socially as well. So, wow, stumbled upon a little bit of a honey hole yesterday.
Stumbled or fought for it?
No, you know what? Earned it.
That's what I meant. Like, well, you didn't stumble, man. That's earned.
Yeah,
I agree. Perfect word.
Dr. Rimulak, $100.
Be like if this would be like. Okay, let me just give you. I'm not going to mention any other names.
You're gonna give it all away.
No,
man.
I'm not. I'm not going to give it away. Be like, let's say I'm a successful businessman in Atlanta, and I used to live in Tampa for years. I was actually born and raised in Tampa, and I'm in Atlanta now. So, but I know all the I just got to Atlanta maybe a few years ago, so I'm familiar with all the what's cool. Like, I know Matt Heller's cool with the horn blaster. And I know that going to, what's Jeff Charagante's place downtown?
Boulan.
I know Boulan's
right.
where all the hot bitch. I know Ric Flair goes there. I just know all the Tampa stuff. And so there's a girl, and she works in my office, and she's from Tampa. She's visiting a friend, and she's talking to her. I overhear her say, I live in Tampa. I just got there, and I'm looking for, a new set of, boobs, and I'm really in the market for a new set of boobs. It would be remiss for me not to stick my head in. But in today's corporate world,
that's the word.
Well, hold on. But today's corporate world, you might get fired. But if it was in a cool environment, I would be remiss not to say, ma'am, I overheard you talking, and you got to check out a guy named Diaco. It's Diacos. It's his name's Dr. Dan Diaco, and he's so good at boobs, and he has such a good brand that a lot of times people call a woman with a nice set of boobs in Tampa, Florida, look at those Diacos. It's phenomenal. So Oh, thanks. All right. Well, Dan, you've earned that. That's something you've earned. So when somebody's coming to Tampa, for especially in the boob arena, you've earned that reputation. Well, I've earned a reputation amongst other things, and my reputation may help me in this particular situation.
Well, over the last 20 years, Bubba, you've really been like the mayor of Tampa Bay. And so you've had a lot of influence, power, and success in this town.
Yeah,
of course, you got kicked to the knees a couple times. But other than that, if you look at the whole body of work, it's incredible.
Well,
so you've earned it.
You're a good ambassador of Tampa.
Yes. Tampa Bay's ambassador.
I'm an ambassador to the not so corporate side of Tampa.
Shiloh Sanders, $100.
For real?
I'm on my way, Unc.
Are you serious?
Yeah, on YouTube.
From where?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Wow. Well, Lummy, I guess we just pretty much gave it away. We just pretty much gave it away.
Welcome to Tampa Bay.
Listen, so my boy Dion, I'm just gonna go ahead and Seth. Now we can't. I was trying to keep it under wraps, but
it's kind of hard when Shiloh throws you 100 and says, "See you soon, Unc."
Yeah. So Dion has been my friend since 1986.
86?
I met Dion in 1986.
I thought it was in the 90s. In the 80s?
No, I'm sorry. It was in 1994.
Okay.
1994, and he just had his song, "Must Be the Money." He had to, and so he was. I don't know what football team he was playing for, but he was playing.
Was the Falcons.
No, but I think it was during the off season. It was during the summer, and he was playing for the Reds.
Oh, doing the baseball?
Yeah, and so they were going to be in spring training in Plant City.
Didn't you have to get Dion and Barry Larkin a mansion or something?
Yeah, that's when I did all kinds of Dion's dirty work for him. I did, and I did a lot of things for Dion. Whatever Dion needed, I got done. So I'm laying in the pool. I've told this story before. My phone rings, and I go, "Hello." Yeah, I'm looking for Bubba the Love Sponge. I'm like, "Who's this?" "Dion Sanders." Click. Like, man, I don't have time for people screwing with me right now.
You literally clicked on him? You hung up?
I clicked Dion.
Oh, what a dick!
My phone rings. My phone rings again, and I can't do near the impersonation. By the way, I'll tell you the best. And when he comes to town here soon, we'll have him on the show. The guy that does the best Dion impersonation is Shiloh.
And he's the funniest of the children, right?
Oh, he's the funniest.
He's the most entertaining
by far. He's also he can play the piano.
Really?
He's pretty well rounded. Yes,
that's great.
So, and as you don't know, in case people don't know, the Todd Bowles and the Bucks signed Shiloh to an undrafted free agent contract. So he's coming to town to to compete for a spot on the Bucks. So phone call. I hang up on Dion. Phone rings again. Bubba, this is for real. This is Dion Sanders. I got a new song called "Must Be the Money."
49ers is who he was with.
And I called around Tampa, and they said, you're the hot dude on the radio. I want to come in on your show. I'm like, you come in my studios? Dion Sanders? Primetime? Yeah. So sure enough, he shows up. And we play his record. His song "Must Be the Money," and then this was like on a Thursday. And then let me remember the record store in Pinellas County over by the Countryside Mall.
Yeah,
it's a Gateway. It used to be a Gateway computer place. After that, might have been like Tower Records or something like that. Well, Dion and I arranged for Dion to do an in-store. And Dion did an in-store and had sold like 2,000 copies. And this was stiff Dion, too. Like, Dion didn't Dion was meaner back in the day. He softened up a lot. And so Dion and I just started kind of hanging out. So the next time he calls about 2 months later, and and he's like, "Sponge, me and Barry Larkin, Reds want to put us up in some hotel, but we'd like to get a nice crib. Like, maybe somebody that has a place on the market that, ain't selling. I got three. And Dion's tight. Like Shiloh would tell you, Dion is tight as bark on a tree. Woo! Dion's got alligator arms when it comes to picking up the tab, boy. Let me tell you that. So I go, what's my budget? He goes, $3,000, but see if you can get him for $25,000. Well, I end up getting for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 summers in a row or springs in a row, I end up getting Dion and Larkin like a big ass mansion. We'd have pool parties, and that's all I really need to say. And we'd have a great time. So Shiloh, I know Shador. I know Shador and Shiloh, but not that well. I know Bucky the best. And so I kicked myself in the ass for not making it out to a Colorado game the last couple of years. You know, Shiloh started his career with South Carolina. And when he was by himself, like before Dion got into coaching, when Shiloh, I think, was on his senior, Shiloh is a year older than Shador. And so
I thought it was the other way around.
No.
I thought Shador was older.
No, Shiloh's older.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So Shiloh graduated, I think, from Cedar Hill or something like that.
Trinity, right?
Yeah, either Cedar, one of the two. And he got a full ride scholarship with a SEC team, South Carolina, and he was well on his way to having a great safety / cornerback year. I think he might have started as a freshman, and then that whole whirlwind of Dion. Now don't forget Shiloh, when he did the Tom Brady deal, he was going to play for Willie Taggart. At was it Florida Atlantic?
The FAU.
He was going to be an Owl. So that night, me, Dion, and Shador had dinner, and Dion's telling Shador, "Let me tell you something. Even though it's a little bit of ways, if you need anything in Florida, Shador, call Bubba." Well, Shador didn't put anything over. He's stiff. He really is stiff. He didn't put nothing over. So I don't know he was even paying attention. So comes in that, I don't know, 2 or 3 week period that Shador was going to go play at Florida Atlantic. Dion, name pops up to be a potential head coach. Jackson State's program was just in the toilet, horrible. And they took a chance on Dion. Dion comes in and turns the program around. He brings Shador as a starting quarterback, freshman. He then gets Shiloh to transfer. I think they went 2 seasons. I think they went undefeated maybe a couple different seasons and then lost in the bowl game or something like that. And then, Dion obviously kind of graduated from 1AA. Is Jackson State 1AA?
Yeah.
Graduated from there, and then all of a sudden, remember, Dion was the hot ticket, including maybe coming to University of South Florida.
Yeah.
And we actually had Dion on the air, and he was like, Sponge, let me tell you something. They were, University of South Florida they were in the running. Rumor has it, now I don't know if this is true, maybe Shiloh will be able to confirm, is that one of the contributing factors as to why Dion didn't come to University of South Florida is they still don't have I don't think they have their full-blown facility built yet.
No, the stadium's being built now.
Right. The stadium wasn't built yet, and supposedly the AD I think Dion demanded full control. Like everything from the color socks they wear to the type of plane they travel in, Dion demands full control. And I guess USF was a little bit hesitant in doing that on a coach that didn't have a lot of experience. And the guy from Colorado was like, man,
take it. Here's the keys, buddy.
Here, buddy. Here's the key. Whatever you want to. I don't care. If you want to fly the plane, Dion, you can fly it.
However you want, kid.
So obviously comes in first year. They're doing well. Then they start, they kind of slipped a little bit. And then last year they had a great season. And then the latest, conundrum with this past weekend's draft has just, it's been a roller coaster of a ride. Shiloh was predicted to maybe go 6th or 7th round. I think he put in a 4.45 40 at the combine. Great kid, hard hitter, really hard hitter. And unlike his dad, because remember Dion, man, if Dion couldn't intercept the ball, then his safety had to do the tackle.
He didn't like the tackle?
No, Dion hated the tackle. He hated it.
That's so funny.
So make a long story short, Shiloh Sanders. By the way, Shiloh, thank you for the 100. Shiloh was telling me some of the numbers they were doing on their Twitch IRL. They streamed on Twitch during the 3-day draft deal. Whoo!
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, real good. And I'm going to help him with his Twitch and see. I got a couple of people that I know there. If they continue to do those kind of numbers, see what Shiloh needs to do is play Twitch and YouTube between each other, and see which one will give him a guarantee, along with a full-time front page, presence where he's always on the front page.
Oh yeah.
So Dion calls. So draft gets over with. We obviously know the Shador drama. We know how all that goes. But I think, Seth, didn't you say that Colorado had the most wide receivers of any team drafted?
I thought I saw somebody tweet that. I didn't verify it at all, but I believe what I see on Twitter.
Yeah, of course you do. You should, of course.
But if they weren't the first, they were the second. They were highly drafted receivers.
I think Webster.
Absolutely.
I think Webster went. Obviously Travis went.
Will Shepard,
Jimmy Horn Jr.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jimmy Horn Jr. a USF Bull?
He sure was. I was a
Dion picked him right out and out.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
so
they did.
What conference is USF in?
AAC, American Athletic Conference.
Some crazy
Jobber.
ass. Yeah.
Yep.
That's another reason why Dion didn't pick.
I understand.
USF is because listen, I can go to Colorado and be in. At that time, was it the Pac-10 or the Big 12?
Big
Remember
12.
They were in the Pac-12 and then now they're in the Big 12.
Right, it switched.
Yeah.
So,
what is Shiloh? Why does he need you? He signed with Drew Rosenhaus.
Well, he needs me.
He can get Drew Rosenhaus is the guy that gets everything done.
He needs me because as soon as he signed with Tampa, his dad, who he loves and respects, says, if you need to hook up with my boy Bubba, he'll tell you he's Mr. Tampa. He knows everything. He's got studios if you needed to do some streaming and before you get your house set up. He has realtors. He knows all the gentlemen's clubs to go to.
Man, I wonder who he's setting Shador up with in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got a Cleveland
I wonder
guy.
if Rover is doing it.
And Seth, Colorado was the most that had the most drafted wide receivers.
Oh, baby.
So after the draft, I think Todd Bowles, the head coach of the Bucks, reaches out to Dion and tells Dion, "Hey, you know what? We'll give what do you?"
Shiloh said he said you are taking over as my dad.
I saw that.
I'll get more done. I won't scare people away, Shiloh. I'm gonna tell you that. I'll open you some doors. I won't piss them off. I'm already working on a car deal for you. So anyway, yesterday, Dion calls me right after the show. And he's got a brand new number. I think he changed his number in the midst of all the drama that went down, and I'm sure that Shador changed his number too. And so Dion says, "Hey, listen, I don't know if you know or not, but Shiloh's, signed on as an undrafted free agent for the Bucks. I just talked to Todd Bowles, and I think Shiloh's got a good chance of making the team, and he needs a little guidance while in Tampa." You've lived in Tampa 35 years. You know all the ins and outs. The doctors, the Matt Hellers and the Instagrams, the dollhouse, realtors, car deals, all of that. So Shiloh calls me up yesterday, and we just start talking. He kind of gave me a budget as to what he was looking for, where he might want to live, and I got my realtor girl working on it. I talked to Rob Elder and Brett Morgan about a potential car deal, and I think Shiloh and I are going to drive around in his Cybertruck and I'm going to show him various places of Tampa, and I think Shiloh's going to be not part of the show but participate occasionally. Lummy, talking about a great endorsement. I know his dad's got his own shoe line, but I should get Shiloh a pair of the new.
Oh no, don't, Bubba. No, okay. Bubba, he turns an ankle in those. I mean, this is a sensitive time right
I'm
now.
talking about just walking around.
Well, no, I know walking around. I'm saying.
Are you concrete?
Yeah. See, Shiloh, you don't know. I got my own shoe line called the Fat Man Dunks series. It's a fat man dunking a donut, and these are our latest. These are our latest shoes. So Shiloh's the coolest of all of them.
No, I know, but we don't want it. We don't want to put his career in jeopardy, Bubba.
What do you mean? He might already have a shoe deal too.
I hope so.
He probably. I'm gonna have to get. I need to get a hold.
He said he's a size 13.
Damn.
Did he really?
Yeah. Seth, you
Get
might
that
be
in.
right though. Rolls his ankle and
Yeah,
what
we got
shoes he wearing?
Stop.
That's never happening.
Stop.
Hey, Bubba, make sure you share my number with him in case he ever has like a medical emergency or a crisis like that.
Oh, no, hold on. He's going to be fully Diaco'd up. Shiloh, if you're
Medical,
watching,
legal emergencies.
Yeah,
we
anything.
gotcha.
So listen,
I
Shiloh,
get out of
if you're
bed.
watching the show right now, this guy right here, his name's Dr. Dan Diaco, and his father,
Your dad knows my dad.
of course, his father was the longest tenured NFL physician from the inception of the Buccaneers during their expansion until 2008.
76 to 8.
From 1976 to 2008, his dad was the team doctor, and this guy right here for 6 years was his dad's assistant. He's the leading plastic surgeon in Tampa. He's also an attorney. His brother's an attorney. So,
His other brother's Mr. Wolf.
yeah.
So you got a problem, we can clean it up.
And then, we also got, listen, he might need Gene Lasker services,
God.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody starts messing around. He gets a couple trolls.
What, he
and
needs
start-
somebody killed all of a sudden?
Well, I mean, if
it's
Shiloh needs somebody killed, we're in that business too. I mean, right?
Yeah, I
Now,
think.
now he's gonna have a biker gang rolling with him.
Listen, Shiloh, with us comes a show, a studio, a plastic surgeon doctor, lawyers, and an outlaw biker.
Exactly.
I mean, what else can you get? You can't get any of that. And so anyway, I'm in the he sent me a couple places that he wants my realtor to go look at today. Her name is Molly Nye. She's Lummy, have you seen up like in where you live all those, like if you see any empty land or something that says Nye Realty?
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Oh, it is. It's growing.
That's her family. It's one of the biggest realtors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and her brother's name is Brett. So
Spell Nye.
NYE.
It's like NYE.
Yeah. Shiloh, so that's all I need. Yeah, it's right. That's all. We got everything you need. So, Lummy, I got to see when Shiloh's coming down because obviously he's an early riser, and I'd love to have him in the studio.
Yeah, because he's still an hour behind us, 2 hours.
I think they're in Texas right now. And did you see Dion's backyard, Lummy?
Yeah.
He's got a football field. He's got.
Isn't that what he's been when you've shown us him on the Skag before? That's not the house?
No. That was his Colorado house.
Oh, okay.
And then his Florida house, his Texas house is really his crib. Like he's got it all. I don't think he's got like a basketball court and a tennis court and a sport court. I don't think he has all that in Colorado. I think he's just got kind of a.
Well, Dan's got a football field in his backyard,
Of
doesn't
course,
he?
well, yeah. So, but he's got an unbelievable place in Texas, and I saw actually some footage. See, Shiloh will bust Dion's balls. Like he'll flat out just call Dion out.
Shiloh doesn't need Skag, does he?
No, Shiloh's going to live in a high rise. Shiloh did tell me something yesterday. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or not. He goes, Bubba, Unc. I said, what? And he goes, I hate lizards. I hate snakes. I hate geckos. I want to live in a high rise so high up that those things can't get up there. He said, I'm absolutely, call me a pussy, I'm absolutely petrified of lizards and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to live anywhere. Like if I lived like on the 13th, 14th, 15th floor where those little things can't get up there, that'd be perfect by me.
You know, when I was in New Orleans, Charity Hospital's operating rooms were on the 12th floor for that same reason. They didn't want critters and bugs and stuff like that up there.
So anyway,
the higher you are, the safer you are.
So
Shiloh.
anyway, Shiloh's got a cyber truck.
I know. I'm
Lummy,
sure he loves
see
it.
if you can Google me Shiloh Sanders' cyber truck because he got it custom, and it had like the Colorado Buffs gold insignia. Not like it didn't have the, well, it had like a piece of like gold molding that was infused into the car and. So I don't know if you got it or not, Lummy.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Let me give me a second.
Yeah. And so anyway, I have befriended Shiloh Sanders, and I'm gonna be his Tampa ambassador. And I got everything that he needs. I'm looking for I got my girl Molly Nye working on a house. I'm working on a car deal. I got a plastic surgeon, lawyers, bikers, and Lummy. Shiloh's big on Twitch, huge on Twitch. And, if it takes him a while to get his streaming studios set up, he can come in here. And as you can see, Shiloh, you can use our if you needed to do a show here, he could use our studios.
I sent you his Cybertruck.
Yeah, Dan, wait till you see Shiloh's Cybertruck. Here we go.
Dr. Dan, you like gold, so.
Oh yeah, Dan, everything you got. I mean, by the way, Shiloh, look at Dr. Dan's microphone. He's like your dad. He's all golded out. This is
that's beautiful.
This is yeah, Dan, everything you got. Let me see. Damn it. All right, where's that coming from? I think that's coming from my X feed. Is that coming from the X feed?
Is he going to flip that to the creamsicle colors now?
What do you mean? Damn it. All right.
What the hell? The Cybertruck's Colorado colors?
Orange and white.
I mean, I can't find
no.
where the hell this is coming
is he
from.
Flip that to the creamsicle colors now?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean like to make a Buccaneer? I don't know. Here's Shiloh's Cybertruck.
It's nice, Shy.
Oh, this isn't a regular Cybertruck. This is a Cyber Beast Foundation series,
Period.
This is the big
Hold on. Now, see, Dan,
Yes.
you're probably instantaneously pissed off because you didn't even know that big-time VIPs like Shiloh Sanders can go to the Cyber Beast Foundation series. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
That's what I got, Bubba. You think I'm a jobber?
No, I don't. I'm so sorry.
Come on, man.
So sorry.
I got this foundation.
I didn't know
beast.
I didn't know you had the stock off the shelf, Lily. I didn't know that you had the
I had the best one they made.
just like him.
Yeah.
Nice,
I just
Shy.
didn't do the gold wrap. It's
Oh, this
gorgeous,
isn't
though.
a
No, is that not
Freaking gorgeous.
Are you not envious?
Yeah, I love the
Oh.
gold. But
Regular
see, the
Cyber-
problem is, Bubba, that when I'm hauling ass down the neighborhood, it's like, hey, who's the asshole in the gold and black truck? Where mine looks like every other cyber truck, so it just blends in better.
Oh, it's just another black Cybertruck. But if you had a big gold stripe down the middle,
yeah,
So this is
one of one.
Cyber Beast Foundation series,
Period.
This is the big boy right here.
And I'm
You know,
sure
I feel
Shiloh did not expect it to be as great of a vehicle as it is, and it surprises me every day.
I mean, you currently own Lamborghini. You've had how many different Ferraris?
11.
He's had
I
11.
counted it.
So listen,
I still
Shiloh,
have the Testarossa.
Dr. Dan has had 11 Ferraris. He's got a Lamborghini still. He's got a Cybertruck and a brand new Escalade. And out of all of them, you drive the Cybertruck the most.
It's my favorite car to drive.
A lot of guys are just a regular base model.
Oh, hold on. See, Shiloh's saying there's regular jobbers who just got regular.
I see a lot of guys are just a regular base model Cybertruck, but this goes 0 to 60 in like 2.5.
Tell
No
'em.
big deal,
No big deal.
They don't even know how to open this. Tesla's Cyber Beast like that.
So anyway, and that's my boy. That's my friend, Shiloh Sanders, Dion's son. I've been commissioned by his father to show him the ropes of Tampa, Florida. I'm very well connected. I'm very well networked, from doctors to bikers to realtors to car dealerships. We're gonna get you handled. Lummy, do we take him to the penthouse or we take him to the dollhouse?
Come on, you got to go see Warren.
Yeah.
You know Warren will hook him up.
Well, that, and I'll just, I'll get a little roped off section so that just not any skeety skeet can come rolling up
That's
in
right.
there. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Before I go to work, yes, did the Lightning absolutely blow it last night?
It sure did.
I mean, this is a backbreaker. You could have tied the series 2-2. See, here's the other thing. I don't think he'll be in town. Well, I mean, I think the Lightning will be out of the playoffs by the time Shiloh gets here.
Yeah, because
They only got one more loss.
Play tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
yeah, they do.
They play tomorrow in Tampa, and I think Shiloh is scheduled to maybe get here Friday. So I doubt the Lightning
We'll survive.
So, but one of the things that I took Dion to for the first time is Dion had never been to a hockey game, ever. So I took him to a hockey game. I got a hold of the Lightning. They gave me some, I think we were in the owner's suite. And I think that's when, who's this, the guy who owned the movie franchise Saw?
Oren Koulis.
Oh, yeah, I think it was when Oren Koulis owned the team. I called PR. I'm like, hey, it's Bubba the Love Sponge. I want to bring Deion Sanders would like to go to the game tonight. I've done that on 2 different occasions, that and Tony Stewart. I'm like, okay, we'll get you all set up. And, of course, they had Deion a 21 jersey.
It's such a classy organization, though, isn't it? The Lightning?
Yes, and then they put Deion on the Jumbotron, You know, like it's just all about, the brand. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to live in Tampa, Florida, it's good to go to some hockey games if you're not in season. But I don't think they're in season the same time. I mean, doesn't hockey season, Seth, it does overlap football a little bit.
Because they start in the fall.
Right. But, after the Super Bowl, you got all March, all April, all May. You got all March and most of April to catch a few games. And so we're watching hockey, and Dion had never seen a hockey game before in real life.
Which is a unique experience, and everyone that hasn't has to.
So
it's completely different.
He tells me, Sponge, guys are running onto the field when the play's going on. Like, you got to think about during football, while the play's happening, everybody's on the sidelines. And then when the play's over, you can substitute. Well, during hockey, they substitute while the game's going on still. They'll strategically throw the puck in the middle. 3 guys will jump off and 3 guys will jump on, right? So he was amazed. He could not wrap his head around that. And then he couldn't wrap his head around, for years, in between periods, they'll take a player, Seth, one of the players that they've already designated, and put a headset on him right there in the tunnel before he goes into the locker room. And they'll do like a little 30-second to a minute interview.
Oh, yeah, the guys hate that.
Of the players.
Really?
Be like, oh, hey, we got whatever. And then the players hate that, but the league mandates it, and so does the network and the TV money and the whole 9 yards. So we're watching the Jumbotron, and Dion's going, they're doing interviews during halftime. That'd be like think about it during football. They don't go in the locker room and do interviews.
No, because that 15-minute halftime is every second is precious.
Dion could not wrap his head around the fact that while the game's going on, substitutions.
Well, it's gotten even worse now with all sports. They're talking to coaches like in the middle of the games while the teams are playing.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time before the NFL will have some hot chick with her boobs pushed up, catching a guy in the tunnel. They still haven't gone there. You notice that? The NFL keeps it on the field, whereas the NHL, they take it right in the they take it right to the locker room for their interviews in game.
That's what the XFL used to do.
Really? Well, the XFL had guys. Players like having sex with the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, on camera.
So anyway,
nice.
The Lightning, they're the 3rd seed. The Panthers were the 4th seed. Panthers are the defending champions.
I know basketball is hockey or not for everybody, but great time of year with this going on, and then just had the draft. WNBA is about to kick up. Baseball's going on.
I need to get a hold of Magic and take Shiloh to
it's almost over, Bubba.
Some Magic game. Well, no, not this
year. For next year?
Yeah, for next year.
Okay, all right.
Almost everything's next year. Although this summer we could take him to a Rays game.
He's got a job and stuff. But I like how you're planning all his free time with you.
I'm just like, well, he's got to listen.
What was his new girl?
Listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal. With Shiloh, we're establishing a brand. So, I got to establish...
What brand? Your brand? His
brand.
His football brand?
He's got to infuse himself into the city he's going to play in. So he needs to know all facets. He needs to go to a Rays game. He needs to go to a hockey game. He needs to,
Does he know?
He needs to get on Matt Heller's boat for the weekend.
Right now he's asking what's the best food places in town, so...
Yeah.
Does he know about your minor discretions?
What do you mean?
Oh, boy.
Well,
we're 30 minutes
I'm sure his dad's told him the good and the bad about the Unk. He's already calling me Unk. I'm Unk. I feel like I'm Shannon Sharp, though. Don't they call Shannon Sharp Unk?
Yo, yeah.
I got some Shannon Sharp tendencies.
Oh, jeez.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Where? Welcome to Tampa Bay.
Dude, there's a Panera right by $1 place.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
By your blood place.
What's up, Skybot?
What's up, Shiloh? We should send Shiloh a Zoom link. See if he'll go Zoomer. Shiloh, you want to Zoom? Zoom?
Monty.
So the Bucks gave up 2 goals in 14 seconds.
The Lightning did.
I mean, the Lightning.
Yeah.
Terry.
Was there face-offs both in their zone?
Stop and go, Steve.
No.
Florida just looked like they were on another speed there.
Well, you know what it's like. You know when they're buzzing towards the end when you're down by that goal. But
Hold
yeah,
on, Shiloh said Matt sent me a train horn while I was at
USC.
Oh yeah, I talked to Matt Heller yesterday, Shiloh, about getting you on the boat, the Sunday boat.
Bob, if you wanted to take him to a Magic or Heat game, it's got to be next year, okay? They're both
They're both out.
Yeah.
Both out.
But you can take him to a Panthers game.
Never go Steve, 82 months.
Shiloh, I got my realtor says that she's when do you want to move in? And I said Friday.
I thought he said his moving truck comes Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I was talking to Matt Heller yesterday, and he's like, you guys have IM or DM'd each other on Insta, and he's one of the guys I called for where to put you.
Dark match in Zer.
Shiloh, after the show, I'll call you to see what day you're coming in and get you some accommodations. But my realtor is trying to get your place by Friday, and she likes those 2 places that you sent. I'm not gonna say on the air, but those 2 places that you sent me this morning, she said would probably be better for you than downtown and that fuckery.
Inzer, Rudy, Wayne, Galasso, Canner Tacos, Dark Match, Creatine, Doc 7, Iggy, almost a little slower in the morning. PG.
Hey, was that fucking Cybertruck sick?
Beautiful too. I love the gold and black together. It's a good combination.
Shiloh, I'd like to put you on Zoom this morning. That'd be badass if you want to. Then we could valid people. Everybody might be thinking we're just fucking around. We got a fake Shiloh Sanders account, and we're talking to a fake fucking Shiloh Sanders.
The Pit on Cinemax? No, I haven't seen The Pit.
It's a good thing with YouTube because you can just go right to his nice little
Yeah,
channel.
motherfucker's got 150,000. Oh, he's got more than we do.
Mm-hmm. And what does he have? 1 video? 2 videos? What's up, Doc?
I'm gonna put his.
Oh, he's got a lot. $82 videos.
I'm trying to get where he plays the piano. He's got 150 on
YouTube.
In a long time. All right, y'all. Put 'em up.
15 seconds.
All right, Shiloh, someone promote your shit on
Fake running eggs. 50 what's up? Lady K. Is nobody gonna call you the police?
Hey, Bubba.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
think that Shiloh should have his number retired?
Yeah, we should talk about yeah.
So, do they have a number for him yet, or is that something that happens like within the next 2 months?
Oh, they don't have a number.
Oh,
for
you
him.
know he'll probably get one of those weird numbers like Dan, like 46 to start off with or something.
broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The question you just asked, Seth, or whoever, I guess Shiloh has already looked into it, but he said that within the Buccaneer organization, 21's open.
All right.
Yeah.
Woo.
So slide up into that one.
Yeah.
I think, that's just, he's 21. Shador's 2. What was Hunter? Was Hunter
12?
He was 12. Yeah. So 21's open. He's already looked into it. That would be cool to come to training camp and already have,
a cool number.
Well, a number with
symbolic.
a number with a lot of history.
Yeah, symbolic.
Nonetheless. So Shiloh, I didn't know, but Shiloh didn't need us for nothing. He's got like about 25,000 more subscribers he does on his YouTube than we do. We got like 128,000, something like that. Yeah. So I mean, I know that he's got a guy that follows him around and does stuff, but right now he's really concentrating on Twitch. Now I'll probably privately tell him, how many years were we Twitch exclusive? Maybe
that's what 17 to 20.
Yeah, like 3 years, 3.5.
Yeah, 3.
You
4 years.
You got to watch out for him because they'll dirty dog you. So I was talking to him a little bit last night, and he's like, "Listen, I'm going to do everything on Twitch, or maybe originate it on Twitch, and then my guy chops it up, and we put it, on there everywhere else. Instagram. I think he's got 1.5 million on Instagram.
Yeah, pretty strong.
Yeah, he's got 1.5 million on Instagram. He's got 150,000 on YouTube. So and so, Lummy, I think this is his latest. This was, I think, prior to the draft. This is what.
Is that the football field back there?
No, that's his dad's house.
But is that the football field over his shoulder?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And again,
it's got the crown and everything.
I'm not playing anything that Shiloh hasn't already put up on his YouTube channel. So this is his YouTube. Go follow him on YouTube, please. Bub Army, go follow him. It's at Shiloh Sanders. It's on YouTube. It's at Shiloh Sanders. SHILO Sanders. At Shiloh Sanders. He's got a bunch of great videos on there. He cuts a lot of stuff up, but here's some stuff.
My first time up here in a long time.
So see, Dion, for the most part, lives in Colorado and lives in Boulder, but while he was coaching high school and while the kids were going through high school, he had that really, really big crib when they had their reality show. Remember, Lummy?
Yes.
And it was so big that he had to have a Lark to drive around on it. And then he downsized and got more land and less and not quite as big of a house because he's kind of an empty nester now. All the kids are out. And so
that's what this is. More land, less house.
I think this is more. I think that. Less house by his standards.
Well, I understand. I mean,
instead of 20,000,
it goes down to like 11.
Yeah, I think he went from 21,000 down to 11.5. So
really suffering.
That's probably the tent that they had put up, Lummy. This is prior to the draft. That's probably the tent that they had when they were going to have the party, the Shador party.
Yeah.
First time seeing all this stuff. I'll be in Colorado enjoying my ring and stuff, so it's my first time seeing the field. I don't know why they just have a random tent right here.
That's your draft party.
This is a tennis court, my boy?
No, it's a draft party.
I did see him yesterday or a couple days ago when I was watching the channel, him giving his dad a hard time saying, "Dad, tennis isn't cool anymore. Pickleball is what's cool." And Dion's like, "Man, I'll beat your butt in tennis."
A tennis court? Is this?
Look at that.
No, this is tennis.
I mean, look at how beautiful everything
It's gorgeous.
is.
It looks like a resort.
Yeah. And by the way, this is like a 5 acre or so, Lummy, fully stocked. Not any baby bass like we got. Like
fishing pond?
Yeah, oh yeah.
The good
Dion
ones.
that's Dion's most favorite thing to do is fish.
Hey, FYI, nobody can beat me in pickleball either, bro. Yeah, this is tennis. Hey.
He says nobody can beat him in pickleball.
Oh, you gonna take him out, Bubba?
No, I'm
take
horrible.
him to your spot.
I'm horrible.
Got the gym in here.
This is a world class athlete. I'm actually older than his dad.
Yeah, Bubba got me to play pickleball after I rode 30 miles. I couldn't even walk.
All right, he's going. I guess he's.
And just lay back on the bed. This is nice though, bro. I mess with it. Shout out Miss Tasha.
I think he's kind of giving like a little tour of his dad's house.
Dion Cribs.
Yeah, Dion Cribs.
The crown, the haircut, the braids. Hot, bro. No, I'm not even gonna lie. You and Coach Prime are best friends, bro. Why you say that? Because he learns all his new lingo, from you.
Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Magnificent. It's absolutely beautiful.
I want to see.
I'm trying to see if I would even make it. I'll find a way to get on the roof and jump into the pool.
I'm just trying to, because he can play the piano, and it shows him playing the piano.
Hey, Bubba, go to like the.
I don't feel right over here.
Yeah, they have little tabs cut up.
To click that
going over, yeah.
Do what now?
See how it says right there, inside, go down? If you go down the timeline, up, where you were.
The fast forward on the horizontal line, there's gaps in it.
There's gaps in it. It tells you what it is.
Okay.
What the section
you just go over it.
I know.
Okay.
I gotcha.
It's away from this field. Have everyone just train on that
Oh,
field.
hold on. Let's go through the game. So I will tell you this.
Since we moved out my
Back in 1996, Dion calls me up. He knows I'm a huge Packer fan. And that's where I got stuck in his bathtub because I was so fat. And so he calls me up.
Is that a real story?
That's a real story,
You really got, you suctioned in there and it just couldn't get out?
You know how air gets trapped?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dion, they're playing the Packers. Dion calls me up. He says, come out here. You can stay with me. He lived in like Plano. And he had a nightclub called Primetime 2021s. And this guy named Craig Blackberry, who ended up, I think, being not so cool, kind of maybe ripped off some money on Dion.
Was that him and MC Hammer?
Yeah, MC Hammer stood Dion up one time when I was there.
The nerve.
And so anyway, I go to the NFC Championship game, but it's like noon, and we don't got to be at the stadium till like 3. So I had this little guest house. So Dion told me just to go out there and, chill out. Well, I decided to I had like a jacuzzi bath. I'd never been in a jacuzzi, bath before. So I get it going and get the jets going and everything. I go to get out, and I'm stuck because the water has suction cupped my fat to the side of the porcelain. So I'm like, what am I going to, I can't. And there was a phone.
But you'd have your cell phone handy, right?
Well, there wasn't, I don't know what type of cell phones we had back in 96.
The big ones.
But Dion had like a house phone that I could reach. But I wasn't going to go, I wasn't going to.
It's a bad call. That's a tough call to make.
I wasn't going to get on there and hit 0 and, all the lines in the entire house are ringing. And, Dion answers, hello. Dion, I'm completely naked right now, and I'm stuck in the bathtub. I need you to push me out. So I just kept rocking and rocking and rocking, and finally you hear, and all this water releases, and I finally get unreleased. But Dion back then, and I could probably find pictures, this is when little Bucky was like 4 or 5. But he had all the stand-up games back then, Dion did. And I think that he might have still kept them all or got different ones.
My very first house in Crawford, Texas.
Yeah, see? Well, I mean, he's talking. Those are the games that he had.
Oh, he's got NBA Jam.
I don't know if y'all remember, we did the show a long time ago there. And it was like a huge house. And we had a game room with all these games.
I mean, he's got a little weight room in there. See it?
This game, helpless is so bad. This is how we used to. If you ask Shador, this game is how we learn how to talk junk. Because it'd be like, you couldn't hit water, you fell off a boat. Like, this game heckles you like that. It's crazy. We need to get a new one if it doesn't. I used to hit home runs.
All right, so that's
stuff like this.
That's the game through
to make music
inside
like
house
today.
Tour. Let me see the piano. Okay, here we go.
I promise you, I bet money is not tuned, but I'm gonna still give you.
See, Shador, this is what chicks love. I'm just telling you. When you're rolling around Tampa and all the chicks are, flipping out because your Shiloh Sanders is in the house, and you have this type of ability.
Does this make you moist?
No, it doesn't make me moist.
Okay.
But I mean, I have appreciation for a guy that's a world-class athlete, but also can play an instrument. like Dan, you play the guitar. I don't know that you play
I played piano for like 8 years as a kid.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but it was important. I think having a little bit of musical experience and learning how to play an instrument and understanding how to read music and the beauty of music is really a helpful thing, and it's underdone now. Kids are not encouraged to run outside, and they're not encouraged to play an instrument, and I think that's really a shame because it really helps you as a human.
And here's the thing. Chicks go crazy over him.
Oh, dude. First of all, they're going crazy over him because he's him. Right. Then they're going to get in the Cybertruck, and they're going to start trying to take the pants off. And then by the time they get up to his place, if he starts tickling the ivory...
If you don't have a piano, Shiloh, we may have to get you one somewhere because that's the deal. That's the deal sealer right there.
Oh, my God.
And, after you've been on Matt Heller's boat and you take old girl... around your cyber, and then you go up to your beautiful high-rise apartment and you start breaking out this type of nonsense.
That's awesome. God bless him. I think we got the best Sanders kid.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking?
All around. I mean,
here's the deal.
Here's the difference, and I'm not trying to bust on his brother.
I couldn't handle Shador.
But Shiloh has beautiful humility to him.
Yes,
and that's something that's I think just very difficult to achieve at his level in collegiate sports and hopefully in professional sports and with the name he's got. So that humility is beautiful. And
I don't know
stay a nice kid, Shiloh.
Dion, if he would have called me and said, Shador got picked in the third round by Bucks.
Oh, you would say, yeah, I'm too busy to.
No, but I would have. I mean, Shador is just probably he's. Some people mistake his quietness for arrogance. He is quiet, but he has also got a lot of swag. I think me and Shiloh will be a way better fit than me and Shador. But I was really good friends with Bucky. Their older brother. So I go back to the Bucky days.
Are you going to be at the Bucks practices and stuff?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
It sounds like you're going to be
maybe the guy that has to go down and go to get him a Dairy Queen. I don't know. Maybe the guy that's in the Cybertruck waiting in the parking lot for when he gets done. That's got him a goddamn DQB Blizzard.
So when does he get here?
I'm Bubba Rosenhaus.
He's here now.
No. He's still in Texas.
So when does he arrive?
I think Friday.
Oh, he arrives with his stuff?
I don't know. Again, these are questions that I'm working out with the realtor.
He said his moving truck gets there on Thursday.
Yeah.
My son's a big fan of his.
Can you imagine if little Danny, who just started tackle football, and by the way is a safety,
right?
And Shiloh, me and Shiloh show up to watch little Danny
as practice tomorrow night.
Oh man!
If he did that, I'd let Shiloh take my Lamborghini for the weekend. If he's in town tomorrow and he shows up and I can drag him to my son's practice for even 20 minutes.
It'd probably be next week's game.
Well, this is last week.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. That's a shame.
But do you think that you could get Shiloh to maybe talk to Warsaw High School's football team next year for an inspirational kickoff to the season?
Flying up to Warsaw.
Way too far of a journey, my friend.
Well, maybe you could just zoom in and maybe just give him some words of encouragement from a big guy, big time radio guy like you down here.
So anyway, here's various. You can go to his YouTube channel and
yeah. All right, y'all. Since we play for clicks, if this video gets to 200,000, I'm gonna play this weekend.
So anyway, Shiloh, welcome to Tampa. Even though you're not here yet, I'm gonna show you the ins and outs the best I can. I'm gonna get you set up mostly. Well, one, you're a great kid. I've met you a couple times. I love you. But more importantly, I have so much affection for your father. We've known each other I've known your dad for 30 years. And we've hung out. And your dad knows I'm ironclad. And just, I'm very well connected into Tampa.
And we'll bend over backwards for you, kid.
And I got a great network between lawyers and doctors. I mean, hey, maybe you're into sports card trade. Oh, Seth, What would some signed Shiloh sport cards go for?
I mean, I think that they would go for.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, if he makes the team and he gets a card.
Oh yeah. We just have him sign him and what, you sell him?
No, I mean you can.
What kind of scheme are we whipping up here?
He'll sign him for you as a friend, and you do whatever you want with him.
Thank you.
Like if
thanks for hooking that up.
Yeah. Whatever.
You're a hell of a guy.
Thank you. So last night, listen. So the Lightning are down 2-1. They're in Miami/Sunrise, and they can really. If they win this game, now they have home ice because it comes back to Tampa.
Yes, it does. Momentum's there.
And they're up 2-1 with what?
3 minutes.
3 minutes left.
3:13.
So they have it in the bag.
It's in the bag.
Yeah.
They're up 2 goals to 1 with 3 minutes left. Now, worst case scenario is they tie it and we're going into overtime. Well, that's what we thought the worst case scenario could potentially be. I mean, the Lightning usually don't choke this bad. This is a straight choke. Is this, Seth, you know more about hockey than any of us. Is this a breakdown in defense? Is this just a total team breakdown, meltdown? What is this? Because the Panthers scored 2 goals in 13 seconds.
I don't know. I have not seen this happen to the Lightning over the last few seasons. Maybe it has. I just can't remember. But sometimes in hockey, the momentum is too hard to overcome.
Or maybe it's fixed.
Especially when you're just backpedaling the whole time.
All right, hold on here.
Back skating.
3:52 left. We're up 2-1. Full strength. Both teams.
Man.
Just a flick.
From left field.
From like half court.
I
think that happens with you got they've put a guy, they've put a big bodied in front, they've put a big body guy in front of the goalie, and it's legal, and it's what hockey teams do, but they try to put a big guy right just outside that crease. And Seth, I think the actual rule is as long as you're not predominantly in the crease, which is the blue area.
And no goalie interference.
You can be all around here. You can be all around here. And usually this guy is trying to dig you out. And if you look, it looks like maybe our players are the ones that blocked the goalie's line of sight. It wasn't like he sucks and he can't stop a goal. He didn't see that. I mean, am I right? I mean, he just.
I didn't even see it, Bubba. I've watched the video 5 times. I still don't know where the puck goes or who hits it.
Right, so
it is kind of hard to see.
If we can't see it on TV in slow motion, he can't see it real time. Luke, that's absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, it looks like the Lightning. Well, they have one here Friday. Wednesday.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Never count them out. But man, that's tough to overcome.
3-1, right?
Well, the whole series, then that game, the way that game ended,
3-1. So that means they got to win 3 in a row.
Yes,
they got to win here. Then they got to go back to Miami, win there, and then come back and win it here. Now listen, I'm going to tell you right now, as bummed as everybody is, it's not impossible. Especially this team. I mean, this team won back-to-back NHL Stanley Cups. This team's been in the playoffs. I can't even tell you the last time the Lightning missed the playoffs. Can maybe 09, 10 when they brought in Melrose that one year? Was that it? Maybe
they sucked years. After that when they had the
Stamkos' first year.
When they had the strike afterwards, they came back and they were kind of soft for a year or two too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably been they've probably made the playoffs a decade straight at least.
I mean, they've been in the middle of a somewhat dynasty since 2015.
Right. I was talking to my one friend in hockey. He's like, if you think about it, for like the last 7 or 8 years, the Stanley Cup has in some way, shape, or form traveled through Florida. Whether they, the Panthers they won it last year. Year before that, they were runners up. We won it 2 years in a row, and then I think weren't we runners up a few different times?
Yeah, nobody likes that hockey's thriving in Florida.
Yeah,
and by nobody I mean Canada.
Yeah, wonder if Shador can skate. That'd be a good PR move. Put him out there with the Lightning.
Shiloh or Shador?
I mean, Shiloh.
Well, I mean, the Bucks may question that one.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no way the Bucks are going to let him get on ice skates.
Why don't you put him on a motorcycle without a helmet?
I lose a couple teeth along the way, too.
That's true. I'm sorry, Shiloh. I need to settle down with you.
You want to have him go over to Gatorland in Orlando?
No, he's definitely afraid of lizards, snakes, alligators, everything. That's why he wants to be high up. Whew. When we returned, did you see this? Only in Florida, a Florida man, a licensed alligator trapper, took a massive 10-foot alligator along I-95, and he shows up. Did you see him? He showed up straight barefooted.
Yeah, that's Florida man right there.
Straight barefooted, and wrestled this gator. I mean, just like no big deal.
The alligator guys, man, they're
tough.
They're a different breed, but yeah, that's
they're one step ahead of snake guy.
Alligator guy is kind of like
they're all wired the same. They're all wild like the crocodile hunter.
They're like they're rugged. You know what they are? Alligator guy is rugged white trash.
But you know what?
He's not white trash that's going to get in trouble. He's white trash that owns his own critter company and will roll up in there and catch your gator. No big deal. But he's turbocharged white trash.
Alligator guy is the reason that we've never lost a major war, because the south of America is filled with guys that can be alligator guys, and those guys are indestructible. They can shoot, they can camp, they can hide, they're tough as nails, they can hunt, and that's one of the reasons.
You would think in Tutu, not only after they hunt, alligator guy, after he hunts, he can skin his own deer. Like he can, quarter it and make it so that it's edible.
Right. And they're not afraid of anything. And that's one of the reasons that American soldiers have been so successful over the years. It's not the little snowflakes from like Michigan. It's the southern Alabama.
Michigan's got some pretty tough guys too now.
Yeah, okay. But I think it's the guys, from like the Carolinas and Alabama and Arkansas and Texas.
I think it's a guy from Jacksonville that rolls up barefooted.
Right.
Like, first of all of us are tenderfooted. Like, we could not walk in that grass barefooted without thinking like we're stepping on needles. Every one of us. I mean, are you pretty rugged barefooted or not? I'm not.
I was. I mean, I'm trying to get back there, but I'm not this guy.
Like, like if you walk around barefooted in your lawn and like on your pool deck and things like that, you build resiliency on your feet. Like your feet get pretty tough.
Right.
But if you're tenderfoot, that's one, like back in the cowboy days and stuff, that's why they would call a rookie a tenderfoot, because their feet weren't used to the, like walking through the wilderness barefooted. There are some people that can actually. Have you ever seen like Naked and Afraid, and they're literally walking through like, the woods barefooted?
Yeah, through like twigs and sticks and rocks.
Sand yeah. I'm tenderfoot. I'm a pussy ass tenderfoot. I'm sure every one of us are.
Yeah.
Every one of us are tenderfooted. Anyway, we'll get into Florida guy next. Stand by.
If you want to deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Thank you guys like that, because that's the reason we have freedom still.
It's time for round one of our United States of Breakfast. We're traveling the country in search of the best breakfast spots in 4 different cities. The winners of each round will advance to our final 4 in the class.
They're traveling the world. They're in New York. What the fuck?
Come on, sub. You're traveling.
Derek.
Juicy interior, and that waffle has to be fluffy.
Really, really? Yeah, that are one. And fake runny legs, fake runny eggs, dark salmon.
Mainstay, chicken marination process, markings and raw.
Chicken, which goes with it. Then we have 10 herbs and spices. We don't need 11 like all the guys.
Blair.
This is your quintessential chicken and waffle.
Hey, Nick. What's up? Good morning.
Get back to the newsroom, but you are enjoying your chicken and something to say about blowing away the competition. talked about why your chicken and waffles will make the Breakfast Club look like
This work.
I thought this was. All right, KFC.
They're doing it, right? Bringing it back?
I think so.
You want to get you some chicken and waffles from Metro?
No.
Biscuits and gravy?
No, nothing, please. I'm trying to be a little bit more responsible.
Okay.
What we're really doing
Would you like to give me a fruit bowl?
40 years of
Primetime Toys. 1. Trey Chevrolet. You see that one? This is the gravy. I'm all in for sure. Well, happy birthday, Nick.
Let me.
He's not here.
Do you remember when I just talked about getting Shiloh a blizzard from DQ on the air?
Do I remember you saying that?
Yeah, I said it. Remember?
Yeah, earlier you said it, yeah.
Yeah, look what comes up for advertising.
That's fucked up, dude.
Look.
Blizzard.
Come on.
You just said it.
I just fucking said it.
You listen to every fucking thing we're saying, Bubba.
Even computers.
No, they're listening the whole time. Vermigrom. Love, buddy. Good morning, cuz. Alexa listens, and then she plugs it into your computer.
Yeah.
Is she connected to your computer?
No, not supposed to be. But
she's connected to everything.
Thank you. You know, let me. Sometimes we have to try out new parking spots.
I see that.
Oh.
It's okay. You know.
It's not your car. It's me.
Dan's moving his now back up to the front.
Yeah, Dan moved the spot for around a little bit. Jay did. I know. I'm
There was
trying to.
trash cans there before. Last week there was trash cans there.
We thought it was just because you were scared of someone messing with it.
No. Not sorry.
Lummy's offended because I started.
I would pray. Because if someone starts messing with it, it'll alarm me. I'll walk outside, and then the guy's going to get curbed. And it's a freebie. He's a terrorist. He can curb terrorists. I'll just call Pam and say, listen, you said they're terrorists. I'm saving the world, kid. Bitch the mark. World War's afterbirth.
Yeah, I guess I got too close to the light off.
They're giving people warnings now. I think they plug that into the software update so people.
Holy
say,
shit! Lead paint's back in schools.
I didn't even mean to get that close. I just.
And also, you could it lit up like the car lights turned on.
Because my chicken was there, so I took a crap shot or he's right.
They call it events. There was an event.
Oh yeah. They got it to shock me.
Interaction is key. Interaction. Call now 813-90-BUBBA. Now back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show. Vicariously entertaining.
Thank you.
remember earlier, about maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, I was talking about I didn't know what capacity. Somebody's like, Bubba, you going to be at the Bucks practice? And I'd be like, no, I'll probably be in the parking lot with a Dairy Queen Blizzard waiting for Shiloh. Remember I said that?
In passing.
In a in passing, smart-ass type way?
Right, just a joke.
Look what appears on one of my articles now. This is an article that I'm going to cover later on. You know, Trump wants the Russian-Ukraine deal done in 2 weeks or less. That's the headlines. And look at the advertising that they present to me.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's scary.
We also
that's scary.
We're talking about Dairy Queen also because pay-per-view, Alex Stein's girlfriend, she was in the Dairy Queen commercial.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of Dairy Queen talk.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Dairy Queen. What should we do about this, Bubba?
I don't
since
know.
They're listening?
I don't think there's. And see, here's the thing. Okay, I know I have Alexa over there, but she's not incorporated into my computer. She's not wired into.
She's attached to your account.
Oh, account to what?
Your
account?
Amazon account.
Oh, and that somehow trickulates to my ex.
Well, your Amazon's to your link to your email, and your email is logged into the website.
Oh, look at Lummy, the dumb one. Figure it right on out.
Macho explained it to me the other day.
He did. So you want to say I can't quite take. Lummy, what do you got? So far? How is the unsigned band review for Thursday? We
got one lined up, and I believe I have one that I already got scheduled for the following week.
Right.
The biggest thing with the band review is their music. That Lummy has to deal with the fallout of them not white coloring or white washing.
And they always say, "Oh yeah, we got it covered, and they never do.
Well, the problem is that, and Gary and I were talking about this with Macho, is that these companies are coming in and buying. Are marketing for them, and they're the ones being the pain in the ass.
Buying marketing for who?
Oh, they're not buying. They're being their marketing agent, trying to help them. So these big companies are coming in and offering them stuff.
So by helping them, they think by shutting down anybody playing their music is a good idea because we might be making 2 cents off playing it.
Right.
And by the way,
compared to the exposure they could potentially get,
the first band almost got you guys kicked off of YouTube because of their music. So hopefully this bit doesn't really turn into ending this whole franchise here.
Right.
I mean, Lummy, we gave them a great review. Was it Felicity?
Felicity with their song Charlie Sheen.
And it was great.
Well, what happened?
And they said, hey, we went to the copyright strike department, the whitelist Willie, and we got you all signed up. You can play our stuff. And Lummy, it was Facebook was going to cancel us, weren't they?
Yeah, it was even you start seeing now those royalty free that YouTube has said that we can use. These companies are going in and telling these mixed people that, hey, we'll market it for you guys. You can't just let everyone use it for free now.
Only in Florida. Florida man Mike Dragich.
Yeah, he's a great Marine.
A licensed alligator trapper took on a massive 10-foot alligator along I-95 in Jacksonville on Sunday.
Boy, this guy hits the leg press, I can tell.
Yeah, this guy, you're right. This guy doesn't skip legs, does he?
No.
This guy does not skip legs.
A stud.
Now, hold on now.
Did they have a noose on him and they let the noose go and this guy just starts...
This guy, they ain't got nothing on him.
I thought they had a noose on him earlier.
No, they just had him sticked.
Okay.
I don't think...
Wait, what's sticked? What does that mean?
Just keeping his stick against
sticks? Keeping that?
Hold on, just keeping a stick against his snout or his body so that it doesn't lunge. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's all it takes to keep him...
Well, no, but that's why alligator guy's coming.
Okay.
That's why I walk around with a pool cue when I'm in the forest.
What they're trying to do, is they're trying to keep him off the road and trying to keep him in the grass because as soon as he gets off the road, it's going to completely block up traffic. Somebody hits it and flips their car and what have you. And then if not, they're going to have to set up a barricade and cause a big traffic jam.
Is this what you would call mating season because the gator's out there trying to get some poontang and got lost?
Maybe.
This one was trying to cross the street.
So hold on. To me, it looks like this is a Florida Fish and Wildlife guy.
Yeah.
And this is a Florida State Trooper, and all he's got is a shovel. He's got a shovel. He's an African-American man, and he's the furthest away. He's like, I'm supposed to pull over people speeding and take traffic accidents. I am not in the gator game. No way. So he called probably Florida Fish and Wildlife. They probably couldn't handle it. So Florida Fish and Wildlife looks like he's got a stick. And maybe he does have it around the guy's neck, around the alligator's neck, but it looks like the alligator gets out. Now, here's what I'm saying. This nut job, this guy, if you look, that alligator First of all, I'd have that stick crammed so far down that alligator's mouth right now, wouldn't you, Dan? I would have. I would have at least
sword swallow.
I would at least have pressure on him. This guy, what is he? 2 foot away?
Yeah,
2 foot away from the alligator with no protection.
And the alligator looks pissed.
Alligator's got his mouth wide open, ready to snap your ankle off immediately, give you immediate amputation. And you don't understand, man. These things are fast.
They're way faster than people on the ground. So now he's got the noose.
Now the alligator starts what their natural instinct is. The minute they're in danger or they're caught or they're bitten or they're in the wild and they have to escape, they start rolling. Or when they catch something, they start rolling to drown it. Mike Dragich was at a diner with his family when he got the call about an alligator crossing 95 and finding himself blocked in the median. Now look at, he jumps on this guy's back, on the alligator's back. I want that guy as my next door neighbor.
Sure do.
And I want that guy fighting for my country.
I want that guy doing everything.
What
okay?
a set of quads.
That's stuff.
Never in my wildest dreams.
I mean, not even a big deal to this dude. Hey, if I'm Todd Bowles, I hire this guy to be my hitman on the punt team, right?
He's a fighter. He is a fighter too.
Is he a fighter?
Yeah, he's a Marine.
Yeah.
He's a Marine and a fighter.
What a badass dude.
What's the full-time job? I don't know. If
I mean, listen, here's the deal.
Gator angler.
Hold on, they'll get $500 a gator.
Yeah, it depends on.
I mean, they'll get like the state will pay these guys $500-600 a gator, and then if you go down and go python hunting down in the Everglades, they give them that's like per pound. So I mean, a guy can make a couple $1,000 a night catching pythons and $500 or $600 a day catching gators.
Yeah, but he's probably working for like a gator farm or gator land where he's going out and he's doing the leather and also doing the eggs. That's where you make all your money.
So now is this poor gator gonna probably catch a lick?
If it's a girl, it's gonna make eggs. If it's a boy, it's gonna make belts.
Yeah.
So he's either going to be a pair of boots and belts if he's a guy, and if he's a girl, if she's a girl, she'll stay alive and poop out more gators.
It all depends on how the leather looks too, but they may move them because they do want the gators to breed.
Why?
Well, the most
actually in captivity.
Or
in the wild,
or like Disney.
I heard we had a gator problem. We're trying to discourage gators from making new gators.
Well, no, they're putting them in like certain areas. Like Disney has the largest gator population, and they control them. That's why the eggs, and they fly over. They do it because the eggs are very expensive.
Wait, gator eggs? What do we eat them?
No, it's just for breeders.
But what
for
I'm saying
farms,
is
because the gators go to farms.
But we got enough gators to go around. We got so many gators that they're in the median of I-95. You know what I'm saying?
If gators were extinct, would that mess everything up, or could we still get by?
I don't even know the gator. What do they eat that we don't? That they don't eat mosquitoes.
They're a top level predator. I mean, they eat
everything.
Everything. Anything that walks in, the chihuahuas to antelope.
From your from your Yorkshire Terrier to a deer.
Right.
They'll eat them all. But have you ever seen Python versus Gator?
Python wins.
No, Python wins.
Python. Yeah. Let me see if you can find it for me.
That's the problem.
Really?
Python versus Gator.
Python just swallows them.
Python wins.
That's
on
crazy.
Python versus Gator.
I would never have thought that one.
The python, these Florida Everglade pythons, they get to be like 5, 6, 7, 8, 900,000 pounds, 20 foot, 1,000 pounds, and they'll take a gator and squeeze you squeeze them to death, and then they'll unhinge their fangs and unhinge their mouth and actually eat the gator in their. I know you got to probably be looking for one right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the one.
But yeah, I mean, a python can eat a gator. You would think that a gator couldn't get its ass kicked by much, would you?
No, not by much at all.
Maybe a lion. What about lion versus gator?
I think gator wins.
No. You think
Wait, a lion versus a gator?
Gator wins.
Oh, I don't know. I'm taking a lion.
Really?
Over
a gator?
How about bear versus gator?
Gator.
No.
I take gator on everything. I can't believe the snake wins.
Gator's a pussy on some stuff.
No.
Yes. The gator gets its ass kicked by a lot of things. I mean, gator gets his ass kicked by a bear.
Hey, by the way,
gator gets its ass kicked by what?
Well, I was going to say on
lion.
AI's telling me that alligator usually beats a python.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do like 100 matches, they win.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Well,
that's what I would think.
Well, no, because like here,
Did you send me anything?
I sent you one video, but I sent you also a video. This is the problem with the Everglades is that the smaller gators are getting swallowed by the pythons.
Oh, so not the adult gators, but they're like the teenagers.
Hold on here. This 18-foot long Burmese python found in the Florida Everglades was discovered to have eaten a 5-foot-long Gatorade, according to the geoscientist Rosie Moore. Now, is that the snake?
With the gator inside.
With the gator inside?
Yeah, it's like an alligator with a snake
if you killed
outfit.
that, and if the digestive juices hadn't gotten to it, you could get 2 pair of boots. You could get gator boots and snakeskin boots, right? Hold on.
It's whole.
So now is that the stomach?
Yeah,
they cut it off and look at that thing.
So Dan, look, that's the stomach of the python.
Yep.
And it has the gator. Moore says that because Burmese pythons are required to be euthanized in Florida, the snake was turned over to the research lab for scientific whatever.
Necropsy.
Look, so now is there a chance that gator?
It's not alive.
Oh,
It usually chokes them out and then swallows them.
Yeah, it swallows them after they're dead.
Man, he didn't even chew him up at all.
No, they don't chew. They swallow and digest, and it takes them like a week or 2 to digest it.
So then now for that week,
It's acid.
So for that week, when that gator's in your gut,
Yeah, you look bloated.
Are you not fighting anybody? Are you just laying on the side of the bench?
Oh yeah, they do nothing. They're just digesting. All their energy is going to digesting. They're not doing anything. They're gonna, they're good for like probably 3, 4, or 5 weeks after eating all that gator meat.
Coach, I'm digesting, man. I'm sorry, I had lunch too late. I can't run the 40 right now, buddy. I'm in the middle of digesting. Right? So anyway, the world champion Philadelphia Eagles made their Super Bowl winning world champion visit to the White House yesterday.
Remember, I feel like right after the Super Bowl, it came out that they weren't going, and then it came out that they were going, and then it actually turns out that half went and half didn't go.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, as an organization, and maybe even the team owner, I don't think you could you have a mandate that all players need to go, and it's not about what a political affiliation you are or whether you like the guy or you voted for the guy, but it's all about team unity and being recognized, and
the tradition of it. I mean, the champions go to the White House. In baseball, the World Series champions often go. Basketball, football, it's been a tradition.
The Players Association, the union probably has something in there where you don't have to go.
Yeah, a little wiggle room.
I'd like to go just so I could see the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, and I don't care who is the president. It's an honor to be recognized as a team at the White House.
The poor Lightning had to go 2 years in a row with Biden, and he didn't even know what sport they played. He's like, "You got the Tampa Bay Lightning here. Go Lightning."
I can't remember who it was, but a couple of guys on the Lightning stole a bunch of napkins that were in the bathroom because they had the White House logo on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably had been in maroon, right? Something like that.
And by the way, I have to tell you something. I was with the Giants and the head coach and some people, and I said, do anything you have to, but don't lose Saquon. They lost Saquon. That was not good. I called that one. That was an easy one to call because he played damn well for the Giants. I can tell you that. And by the way, I have to.
It's like they give him a bullet point, And sometimes it comes across believable, and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, he's been I think he golfed with Saquon.
Yeah,
either.
he did, yeah.
And it's also, let's not forget, he was when the the USFL. He was a team owner for the New Jersey Generals, and he's the guy. Herschel Walker didn't go to the NFL. That's when the USFL and the NFL would get into somewhat of a, like Jim Kelly. There was some Steve Young. There were some high profile players that went to the USFL, and I remember that Herschel Walker. Maybe you can look it up, Lummy. But his deal was so big that the New Jersey Generals as an organization didn't have the capital to cover his contract. His guaranteed contract. And so Donald Trump, look this up, and I could be, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but Donald Trump had to enter into a personal services contract with him, with Herschel Walker, in order to be able to guarantee his money. And Herschel Walker first was a New Jersey General for the USFL before he was. Did he go to the Cowboys first or to Minnesota? He went to Minnesota, and then that was the infamous Cowboys Minnesota trade that built the I thought that built the Cowboys, but I guess built Minnesota, right?
No, Cowboys. That's when the '90s got all their draft picks.
What I'm saying is, after the USFL, where did Herschel go?
Minnesota.
Oh, he went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
so are you sending that to me?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. The article.
All you gotta do is just put in Donald Trump personally guarantees Herschel. I mean, like I remember specifically that he was the first time that an owner had to enter into a different type of contract instead of the standard New Jersey General USFL contract that everybody else that is standardized throughout the league. I think that Donald Trump had to use all of his real estate holdings and various other companies and use a personal guarantee to guarantee Herschel's money. And I would love to know what it was back then. More White House coverage with the Eagles visiting the White House.
Great coach inspiring you, and you got the ball to your superstar running back who I met yesterday, and I want to tell you he's a handsome guy, but I wouldn't want to tackle him. Saquon Barkley. Where's Saquon?
See, Trump just knows how to work the room. He just knows how to work the deal. He's got the it factor, and he knows how to work the deal. You pick out the baby face. You pick out one of the most popular guys. You make it about him a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he knows that. He loves the athletes. He loves sports. It's not. I mean,
he loves sports. You're right, Seth.
He is
absolutely.
He's fairly natural in these settings.
Lummy, any luck?
I'm not seeing anything about a personal guarantee. That's what I'm trying to find.
Why don't you just type in Herschel Walker's USFL contract?
I did, and it doesn't have anything about Donald Trump's guarantee. I'll just send you that, though.
I know I'm right. On this.
So that's like half the team?
Yeah, I was just going to say again, because they had a list
crowd.
I know Jalen Hurts is our click for today, that he didn't go, and I think A.J. Brown, a couple other guys, but this looks like... And that looks like maybe half.
That looks like maybe the practice squad.
It's like 20 guys and the trainers.
He's good. I got to know him a little bit. I offered him a ride on Air Force One because I was coming down. And usually they say, no, I don't think so. He said, I'll take it, sir. And he loved it. We love being together.
Man, if you're a player and you have an opportunity to ride on Air Force One.
Hell yeah!
To get to, DC more efficiently because your team's, having it's Super Bowl winning ceremonies at the White House, and the current president that's traveling to the same place you are offers you an opportunity to ride on the 747, Air Force One that's got 5-star, culinary meals. How do you, even if you were the most hardcore Democrat, for just pure life experiences,
No one gets to fly on Air Force One. Nobody.
I don't really like Joe Biden, but if he would have invited me to ride on, Air Force One, I would have, faked it. Did you find anything?
I just sent you an article on his contract.
Okay. Did it say anything that it was it?
I mean, you might not be right, Bubba. I mean, let me have a real hard time finding that.
I know I'm dead right. I know I'm dead right. Blah, 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 blah. Now as a professional Olympics for blah, blah. USFL just slammed the door in my face and it hurts. They have established National Football League. Could not sign, escalated salaries. Walker passed up, blah, blah, blah. He's a millionaire right now. Reports. Did you read all through this, Lummy? It's not in here?
I don't see it yet, but I'm still looking because I think you're right. I still think you're right.
I know I'm right. No, I know I'm right.
Because
I absolutely know I'm right.
Because Trump didn't own the Generals when they first drafted it, but then Trump came into the Generals. I'm just trying to find where he guaranteed the contract.
So it was just a normal contract that didn't violate the league. It just was under supported with credit.
Well, no,
was it a credit problem?
It was just that the team
didn't have that money.
Didn't have the capital to cover his contract.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not like Caitlin Clark goes to the Indiana
the
Fever, and they she has her $85,000 salary, but then they augment it on the backside with another $2 million or something like that. Well, you're not talking about that.
They can't.
They can't. There's no tricky.
Nothing. The WNBA can't do any of that. But what she can do is go out and get an NIL deal or an endorsement deal. I think not. I mean, what was her Nike deal alone, Seth?
I think 26 or 28 million.
Yeah,
plus she did State Farm.
Well, so here's the deal.
Oh yeah, she's low.
So she's doing
okay.
She just needs to be on a team. Doesn't matter how much that team's paying her because she's going to pick up 18, 19 from Nike. She's going to get all that, but it requires her to be on a team. So that $78,000, give that to your assistant. You're making your money on the fact that you're the best player in the WNBA, and you have to be. In order to do that, you have to be on a team. So regardless of what, and that team, the WNBA has some strict salary cap guidelines so that everybody's the same. And
they just don't have the money,
right? They don't have the money. So, but Nike's got the money.
And the Fever are one of the, I think one of the top 2 or 3 teams picked to win it all this year.
A White House. Let me keep looking for it. A White House. No, it was a big deal.
No, I know, but I mean,
it was one of the reasons why Herschel elected to go to the USFL and play for Donald Trump.
That's the thing is he didn't
because Donald Trump. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Donald Trump had to buy into the Generals because the Generals gave him such a large contract. But that's why Herschel Walker kept playing with the USFL and came back when a lot of guys left because Donald Trump came in and bought the Generals.
Right.
He wasn't the original owner.
And in buying the Generals, maybe you can Google, in buying Generals, did he have to personally guarantee, Herschel's contract? And is that why the New Jersey Generals brought him in solely so he could finance Herschel's deal?
So what I've found so far which is kind of close, but I'm still going to be looking, is that
we'll close. I mean, we'll close the topic out. I'll take an L.
I don't think you're wrong because I think you're just.
I just think you can't find it.
Yeah. Well, Herschel Walker, his contract when he initially signed it was 4 years, $6 million guaranteed that he signed before. When the USFL started to fold, Donald Trump was still paying his salary out of his own money.
So there, hold on, you got that article?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dan, that would solidify what I said.
Yes.
Is the fact that with Herschel Walker's deal in the USFL, Donald Trump had to do a personal services contract with him personally so that it had nothing to do with his salary was not being paid or backed by the money that the New Jersey Generals had in the bank. It was being potentially backed by.
Well, this was only after the Generals folded. Donald Trump was still paying
them
because Donald Trump was believing that the USFL was coming back.
Right. Finally, to close it out, a White House official confirms to me that Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts will not be visiting the White House when the Super Bowl champions come later this afternoon. The White House say Hurts and a few other players who couldn't attend had scheduling conflicts. Now, anything short of potentially maybe your wife spitting out your first a child, your wife spitting out a child, your parents suddenly got sick and they're on death row. I can't think of too many other things that you couldn't reschedule in order to be with your team at the White House.
Yeah, I mean, he had his Jay-Z concert he had to go to, so I can understand that.
So, I don't know. I just don't think it's a good look.
I think it's a bad look, too.
And, I mean, has Jalen Hurts talked about it at all? Let me, why? Or is he just pretty much,
No, I mean, he didn't go. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Brandon Graham, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. There was a lot of guys.
There was there was more superstars, big-time starters on contributing players on the Eagles. There were more that didn't go that did go.
I think scheduling conflict is a nice way to say that I'm not a fan of our president.
Yeah. Which is,
politics should be out of sports. I'm so tired of politics entering sports.
Let me, now, I started to read this, and this is that KFC is bringing back their chicken and waffles.
Yes.
After a return for 5 years. So I start getting into it, and it's like a Good Morning America yuck fest about everybody about everybody. Like they're in Houston, and they're talking to two mom and pop restaurants that opened that are like a chicken and waffles staple, and it doesn't even really get into the Kentucky Fried Chicken part of it. And can you look and because
you need a story about the chicken and waffles?
Well, no, I don't. But I thought the video would be potentially about it.
But it's about the top breakfasts in America.
And here's the deal. Can you go to KFC and get chicken and waffles at any time of the day? Or is it a breakfast only thing?
Well, I don't think they have breakfast.
I don't think KFC has breakfast.
I think
no, but maybe
get it all
hold on. But maybe this is KFC's way of breaking into breakfast.
It could be.
A fan favorite, chicken and waffles is making a comeback at KFC after 5 years away. The fast food restaurant chain confirmed to Good Morning America that the classic combo returns April 28th, which is yesterday. The same day that KFC introduced the new menu item, strawberry cream pie poppers.
You can get it at any time. It's not just the KFC is not entering the breakfast game.
Chicken and waffles have been on our menu and hasn't been on our menu in over 5 years. But it's one of those iconic combos our fans never stopped asking for. A Kentucky Fried Chicken spokesperson said in the email statement I guess they sent an email to Good Morning America.
Are they making this now? Can you get this now?
$7. The $7 chicken and waffles box features. Is it? How do you say that word? L-I with a French gimmick over the E-G-E. Liege style waffles, and comes with either 3 chicken tenders or 2 fried pieces of chicken, and 1 waffle paired with syrup, Mrs. Butterworth syrup. I'm going to probably go today.
You got to try, Bubba. You got to try the strawberry and poppers because those were brand new.
The strawberry poppers.
Yeah, they just came out yesterday. So if you go soon,
if I go today, I'd be like,
you'll be one of the first 10,000 people to drop a review on it.
Can I get the chicken and waffle whiz waffles, but throw in those piz hoppers too?
Yeah,
something like that.
Oh, just like that.
Yeah,
they have breakfast.
I sent you. I said, but they're not. I said they weren't getting in the breakfast game with them, with the chicken waffles. Chicken waffles says you can buy it at any time. I sent you their commercial.
That awkward first kiss. I got Grandpa Colonel Sanders making out with a Mrs. Butterworth bottle. What the hell's going on around here?
KFC got weird. Didn't they have Norm Macdonald as KFC when he was still alive?
For a little bit, yeah.
They had
and he did a good job too.
They had a bunch of different guys do it to make it weird.
Right.
The delicious union of all time is back. Kentucky Fried Chicken and Waffles for a limited time at KFC.
Let me. I got it.
I tried to get it on Uber Eats. You can't order it on Uber Eats. I was just going to order some.
Well, we were gonna do it. Review it right here.
Hell's yeah.
Well, are they open for breakfast?
They are open. They do breakfast, and chicken and waffles is not on their Uber Eats menu.
Well, the
this
reviews
time.
that we do, Dan, usually aren't from the studio. They're from my, 2004, formerly a cop car, Crown Vic.
Okay.
So, with the dog in the back, merch crick over there, and let me know. I got my little body cam deal.
Does Sanders still have that KFC contract?
Oh, I could ask. Yeah, Shiloh's got a he might have one of those kind of like when Tony Stewart, another good friend of mine, when he was, I think, a Burger King spokesman, he had what they called the King card.
It was like that Hooters card?
No.
Better?
No.
You know the Hooters card, right?
Yes, I did have the Hooters card.
Half price
that
thing?
was 50% off.
Forever.
So Tony had what they called a King card. And it was for only people who own the franchises. So if you were a franchise owner in Tampa and you were traveling in Chicago, you could go by a Burger King and you had the King card, and it was everything is free up to $100. Well,
wow.
You can't spend $100 at Burger King hardly.
No.
So we would be with Tony, and he was we were always trying to find a Burger King because he had the King card. So I wonder.
Did he own Burger Kings, or was he sponsored by them?
He was
as a driver?
Spokesperson.
Okay.
Much like, let me find me. I'm gonna go into words, but I got Shiloh coming down here on Friday. He's they did Kentucky Fried Chicken did a whole big advertising campaign around the entire family.
That's right.
Bossy was in there. Bucky was in there, Shador, Shiloh, Dion. I think they may have had Grandma Connie in there. So let me see if you can find me one of those commercials. We'll play that on our way back.
Sounds
okay?
good.
All right.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Right? Is that what I was doing?
Probably.
I typed in Kentucky.
Wait, what happened?
Looking at it.
Their corporate office, Dan?
Well,
No, I did Kentucky. I just talking about
He said they
Kentucky
have
Fried.
breakfast. I'm like, okay.
I typed in Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they gave me Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
I didn't realize it.
I
Yeah.
started doubting myself and trying to find this new general thing.
Well, I was going to say, they're open for breakfast, and then let me sit around the breakfast game, and I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Especially if they're not on the breakfast game.
And then I see 6 things on the breakfast menu here.
Because you're on your phone looking at it.
Did you send it to me, Lummy?
Yeah, I sent it to you. I'm looking and going, wait, now I need to look up the menu because
Look, y'all, I'm back in the drive-thru. Hey, I see all of y'all. Let me get my KFC bucket of original recipe chicken.
You get the new KFC chicken nuggets?
I got you, baby girl. What about the chicken sandwich? The spicy one.
Bucky.
Got you too, son. Okay, you got my fries. Secret recipe fries.
Shador.
Hey, watch your tone. What about the, No, stop. Stop.
Daddy, don't forget the sauces.
Do I ever forget?
Yes.
That's all right. Enjoy your meal. Looks good. Tastes good. Looks good, tastes good. It's all good, baby.
That's Shiloh. Shiloh always he's always imitating Dion.
It's all good, baby. You ain't me. Yo.
Man, I want Dan, I wonder what that paid.
I think that 15 years from now, all his kids and he are going to reflect on those couple of years in Colorado when they were all together, and in Jackson State when they were all together, as like pretty much like the best times of their lives. It's rare that a father gets to have that kind of time with his kids.
I know.
It's beautiful. Those 6 years I did with my dad on the sidelines was precious. It was just one of those, it was a real bonding experience.
To be in the trenches with Pops.
Right.
You know.
And to watch Dad make Warren Sapp sit down like a little bitch.
Well, to watch him doctor a high-level athlete. You have Mrs. McGillicuddy who wants some fucking Botox from Carrollwood, that in your office, and that's a certain level of bedside manner and decor. But when you're dealing with these high-strung, highly paid millionaires,
famous millionaires,
and you got to shut them down because they think they can play and they can't, or vice versa, where you have to say, listen, motherfucker, you can play. Right. Both sides of the fence. That would be an interesting. God, talk about a reality show. I mean, you couldn't do it now because Joe's gone, but talk about like an NFL team doctor and the trials and tribulations they have of, one, motivating injured guys, and two, demotivating injured guys to not play, because you have both ends of the spectrum there. You got the guys that want to not play and pick up a paycheck, and then you got guys who want to play because they're a rookie or a 1-year guy and they don't want to lose their spot, so they may want to play 2 weeks too early, and your dad's got to make that. I mean, and it's my understanding like your dad had final say so.
He did. But the other problem, Bubba, is the coach pressure.
Right.
He's like, I need All-Star back. I need All-Star back. And Dad would have to say, not yet.
That's what I'm saying. So your dad had it like 4 different ways. Probably from the GM, probably from the coach, probably from the player, probably from the trainers.
Yep, all different angles. He had to manage all of it. And for 33 years, he never lost the locker room. He had an orthopod that worked with him for about 5 or 6 years. And one day, I fucking watched it. One day, that guy lost the locker room and he was out of a job a week later.
Yeah.
He lost the locker room over Marcus Jones and Sapp, and they all got all into it. And he caved like a little pussy and lost his swagger in the locker room, and he was done.
I remember Marcus Jones.
He was a good guy. He did MMA fighting too.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a fucking human being. Guys are fucking.
Oh, he was genuinely a good dude.
He was a good dude.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Don't forget, tomorrow, last day for you to get the Fat Man Dunks 3. What did Shador say he wore? A 13?
13.
He wore a 13?
Yep.
I'm going to tell you, man.
You better not call him Shador when he's here.
Yeah, I better not. Yeah, sorry.
Get it out of the way now.
I keep messing it up. Shiloh. I mean, it would be cool, Lummy, if I had a picture of Shiloh sporting the Fat Man Dunks 3.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Come on, man. Anyway, today and tomorrow you can go to Bubba Army merch, Bubba Army store, BubbaArmyShop.com. And you can pre-buy, because once tomorrow at midnight's over, they're done. We're putting our order in. I might put an extra 13 in there, Lummy, to see if Shiloh would like them. It would be kind of cool.
You don't have size 13 of anything lying around? The old ones or the slides, or
I got some. I don't know. I don't know what
I wore my slides to the pool yesterday.
Look what I got on. My Sliz eyes.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, wear them out in public. Hell yeah.
I think, Lummy, are they still available?
Yes, they're up there.
Look at that.
Let me see if there are 13s there.
Look at that. These are my favorite shoes, my slides, my Bubba Army Fat Man Dunk, personally autographed on the side slides, buddy.
Very nice.
Very nice. You even wear yours, don't you?
I did yesterday.
To get the paper. Hi, who's this? Hello?
Hey, Bubba, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
Awesome, thank you. So I know it's not the most popular topic on the show, but
By the way, Joe, Joe the Supermark.
Did you hear what Hogan's up to now?
I saw it. I guess he's going to probably end. I'm assuming from what I saw that he's going to do a podcast with Eric Bischoff.
Oh, that's what it's about? He said he was going to take over wrestling.
I thought he was going to put his own spray tanning.
No. You thought that there was it's to promote Eric Bischoff's 83 Weeks. By the way, he's got a successful podcast called 83 Weeks. He does it with Conrad. But I think that Bischoff and Hogan have been apart long enough, and the internet has just gone crazy with people like Bret Hart and Taker and other guys kind of calling out Hogan, modern day Hogan, and Hogan hasn't really fought back. I think Bischoff sees an opportunity to. Let's not forget who gave Hogan his first show.
Well, that's right, and also 83 Weeks is dying down, and he's wrapping it up. So he's going to come out with a new franchise, which would be.
Let's not forget, we were the only show when I was on Sirius XM that gave Hogan his own show. That was, that was like completely. It was anything goes, wasn't it? Like 2 hours.
Yes.
What's the significance of the 80? Was it 86 weeks?
83 weeks signifies how many weeks that WCW beat Vince on the Monday Night Raw. So they beat Vince for 83 weeks on the Monday Night Wars, and so I mean,
we're gonna hang on to that one.
I mean, Joe, I think that in my opinion, I saw the promo. I think they're promoting a podcast. Do you think they're promoting something different?
Yeah, did you see he's full-blown Hollywood now?
Who?
He's painted his beard back. He's wearing all black. Even when he did his Hogan's Hangout promo for his social media, he's acknowledging the hate.
The guy's got arguably $30 million in the bank, by my calculations. And you are going down on Monday nights to your own little beach bar to do karaoke when he said he was
going to be there. He said he was going to be there. He's going to run the show.
When you got $30 million in there, I mean, aren't you a little narcissistic and full of yourself that if you have to go down to your own beach bar every Monday night to do karaoke for some jobber from Minneapolis? I think, Dan,
he only has 10 million. That's what the problem is. You think he's got 30, he's only got 10.
Okay.
And with 10, that makes sense. With 30, it makes less sense.
All right.
Right? Don't you agree? You have $10 million. You got another 20 years to live.
Where are you getting that from?
Just looking at it from outside, stepping back and looking at it. And he's got these businesses he's trying to thrive. He's trying to push his crappy beer. He's got all this stuff going on because he doesn't have $30 to $50 million in the bank.
I think he does.
I don't think he does.
So you brought up this third band thing, and that's what's really getting everybody excited.
His name's Conrad.
Ask his net worth.
He's won world championships. They said that he's a real badass dude. Like,
I'm thinking, I think it's going to be Ric Flair.
Yeah, there you go. Ric Flair.
Because Flair is local. Flair's local. Flair and Terry have been doing the same podcast. Who's ever booking them are booking. They went on the Theo Von. They went on the Joe Rogan. They went on every podcast that Terry did, Rick did either before or after. Rick lives in Tampa. I think it's Ric Flair. And
my pipe dream is Vince McMahon. If it was Vince, that would kill everything.
Not going to be Vince. It's not going to be Vince. Vince, Vince is just not. It's not going to work. It's going to be Ric Flair, and it's going to be Hogan and Flair, because who are the two most hated guys out there? Hogan and Flair. And they're going to go ahead and just, dump all the dirt that they got on everybody they got with Eric Bischoff, quarterbacking and navigating it. Just, listen, I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
You could be dead on, and that's the key. And the thing is that what does Hogan have left to tell? He's told the same worn-out stories for 30 years.
And
Like,
let me. And here's the deal: we got all those worn out stories first. Usually,
Yeah, well, you do.
did we get that capabilities for Gary to get into the PM system? And are we still working on that?
Working on it.
Okay, cool. Getting him a backup with a roster seat gimmick.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Joe, that's what I think it is, my friend.
Cool. Let's see what happens. Thank you, guys.
All right,
God
buddy.
bless.
Thanks. So I'm thinking about trying the chicken and waffles for a limited time, and I do obviously a food review.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, Shiloh gets down here supposedly on Friday, and I'm thinking, do I wait and do the chicken and waffle review with Shiloh?
I think you do it with you, and then you could also do it again because it's hot right now.
Yeah, I don't want to miss those. Like you're saying,
if Shiloh's doing a Kentucky Fried Chicken thing, he's probably gonna get paid for it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's already been paid for this. This was they did a campaign with the entire family last fall.
Look, y'all, I'm back in the draft too. Hey, I see all y'all. Let me get my kid.
So that's all of his kids. There's Shiloh. That's Deandra, who's the oldest
of all the kids.
There's Shador. I don't know what her real name, but they call her Bossy. And there is Bucky. So this is how it goes as far as age wise. Oldest, second oldest, third oldest, fourth oldest, youngest. That's how it goes. So Deandra and Bucky came from.
Is Bucky Deion Sanders Jr.?
Yes, Deion Sanders Jr. came from a woman named Carolyn. That was Deion's first wife. And then Shador, Bossy, and Shiloh came from his second wife that he was married to for 14 years called Pilar. Her name's Pilar. So that's the back history for it.
KFC bucket of original recipe chicken.
You get the new KFC chicken nuggets?
I got you, baby girl.
What about the chicken sandwich? The spicy one?
Got you too, son.
Hey, Dad, you got my fries.
Secret recipe fries. And watch your tone.
No.
What about the,
No, stop.
Daddy, don't forget the sauces.
Do I ever forget?
Yes.
That's a lot.
Enjoy your meal.
Looks good.
Tastes good.
Looks good, tastes good. It's all good, baby. No.
There's Shiloh.
You ain't me.
So the one gimmick that Shiloh's got, Lummy, you may be able to Google it, but Shiloh does a Deion impersonation that's so funny. Oh my God. Let me see if you can find it for me.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh boy.
Okay, you didn't. This is. Is this
our buddy.
Is this Charlie?
Big letter.
Is this Charlie?
Yeah.
Hey, well, how are you?
Hi, Charlie. Let me just
So
wait.
listen, I'm
for
not a
you
big
to find
fan
that
of what's
gimmick.
going on with Deion Sanders' son. I think that Trump is placating, if that's the word. I have no interest in what's going on. But can I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah, ask questions every day.
Okay, so here's my. I've got like 4 or 5 questions to ask you, and I think you're going to see. You know what, Charlie? You're kind of obnoxious when you call into my program, but I think you're going to like these questions. You have a staff. The people in your forum right now, your co-hosts. If I was one of your co-hosts, how many of them bring segment ideas to you each day?
Every one of them.
If I was you, I would think.
Hold on, go ahead, Charlie. When you ask a question, wait
for an answer.
Let me answer it, and then you can go on. Okay, bud? It's,
go ahead.
It's point, counterpoint, point, counterpoint. So your question was, how often does my staff bring me segment ideas every day? And I said every one of them did. Every one of my guys sends me some type of prep or segment idea every day. Multiple, like sometimes 10 or 12. So, okay.
Are you serious? So everybody in that panel right now, do they actually bring between 10 and 20 ideas to you every day before you start podcasting?
Seth and Lummy does. Dan is a doctor.
Rock and roll.
Hold on,
Hold on.
Dan is a doctor, and everybody has their own deal and dynamic around here. Macho Man doesn't have time to find prep. He's got to keep this thing on the air.
Did I send you stuff?
No,
Yeah,
I know you do, but it's not
like Lummy and Seth.
It's not required.
Right.
I don't rely on it, and if you do, it's great. But that's not your jam.
Mm-hmm.
Lummy and Seth send me probably on the average between both of them 20 to 24 stories to go through.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day. Rock and roll.
Every day.
Awesome.
Seth, am I? And Seth loves to bust balls. Seth, am I exaggerating or lying?
Well, if you were exaggerating or lying, I would like to hear where he was trying to go with this.
I know let's not figure out where he was going with it because we diffused it, and I think
But I think he could be your idea guy.
Yeah, he's gonna send you prep.
Okay, Gary. What was your Charlie? What was your where you're going to be like, hey, I want to send you some stuff. Were you going to do that?
I would dissect everything that's going on in the news. I would go to CNN, I would go to Fox, I would go to Huffington Post, I would go to X, I would go to Twitter, and I would break down everything. I would basically say, listen, this is the Democrats, the Republicans, this is the conservative, this is a liberal opinion. I think there's a twist on this, there's a twist on that. What is your take on this? How can we expand on this?
Which is why his show Charlie's show is so popular.
So Dan, shut up. So Charlie, here's the deal. Over the years of those guys working with me, they start figuring out what I like, what I cover more than what I don't cover. And so they've kind of honed in on what I potentially like, and they, send me stuff accordingly. And it's all under the guise of what you said. Is it right? Is it left? Is it, is there a story to it? Is there a visual aspect to it? So yes, we do that every day. And then on Wednesdays, we have a staff meeting where we stay after the show and meet for about 30 minutes and lay out potential promotions and people that are coming to town and potential guests and things like that.
That's awesome. So you're happy with the creative input that the three people currently podcasting, your co-hosts, what they bring to the table. You're confident in their creative abilities.
Yes, I am.
Bubba, how long do you think it's going to be before we have to get a restraining order on this ass clown?
Dude, no, wait, who said that?
Dan said it. Dan Diaco, Diaco. You are a douchebag, and you're bringing the show down. You're such an asshole.
In the shirt?
Dan,
what?
Just be quiet.
I'm sorry.
This guy knows who
I don't
everybody
like
is.
you. I don't like you at all.
Good.
I think you're arrogant. I think you're obnoxious. I think you're very self-entitled. I think you have a very strong opinions about your worth and value. You're not you're not an entertaining guy. Bubba, may I please ask you another question?
But you are.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so Bubba, I was researching. I was looking at your channel, your podcast channel. Listen. I did not know you when you were popular back in the Howard Stern days, but so I started researching you, and you have a video segment of you when you were married to your ex-wife Heather, and I saw Hulk Hogan. And basically, he gave this speech before you pronounced your vows. He said that you were his best friend. He also said that you were one of the only people that he trusts around his children, and he would put his life in your hands. Here's my question to you. I've got three other questions. If you're going to allow me, you're probably going to cut me off. What is your biggest regret with your ex-wife, Heather? What if you have to name one regret? What is your biggest regret?
My biggest regret, honest to God, Charlie, great question, is that I wasn't present from 2008, 2009, for those 2 years, which was our second and third year of marriage. I wasn't present because I was doing 2 shows a day. I left, the house at about 4:30 in the morning, and I didn't get back till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So
Hierarchy, $100 snipe.
So thank you, Hierarchy. Just give me a second to answer. This is a good question. And the fact that, I wasn't present as a husband. I wasn't present as a dad. I needed to be there more. And I think that had a lot to do with our demise. And so that's my biggest regret, is the fact that I worked 2 jobs to make them absorbent amount of money, but I was not present and not nearly the husband or the support mechanism that I should have been during those 2 crucial years, it's the second and third year of our marriage. That's my biggest regret.
So I will say this: I did not listen to you back in the Howard Stern days, but I do think it's fascinating. If anybody goes to your YouTube channel, there's a lot of. I'm actually fascinated. I've actually been studying your past. So I'm going to ask you another question. You're going to say, you know what, Charlie, I don't want to mention that. I want to talk about that. So I mentioned earlier that Hulk Hogan said that you're basically...
Charlie, have I strayed away any of your questions so far?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right.
Not at all.
All right.
So here's my next question. No, I've been researching you. I've been watching your show. Your past YouTube posts. So here's an odd question: how much, if you had to guesstimate, during that whole scandal with your ex-wife and Hulk Hogan, how much money did you personally had to put out regarding that whole sex fiasco in legal fees? How much money did you have to front? $5,000, $10,000, $100,000?
$5,000.
That's it? Seriously, $5,000?
Yep.
Okay, so I saw.
May I remind you, Bubba, he got sniped?
I do, but I'm going to remind you, Dan, that I'm not afraid to stand up to this guy.
I understand.
And he thinks that he's got these gotcha moments for me, and I'm standing here, and I'm standing here, and I'm answering him like a man. I'm not, I'm answering him like a man, and hopefully he'll have maybe a little more respect for me. I don't know if that's going to do anything for us, but
because you're not going to be able to sleep tonight without his respect.
But I think that indirectly, I could potentially turn a troll into less of one.
I'm starting to enjoy your show.
Okay.
So let me ask you. Can I ask you two more questions?
Charlie,
I saw the wedding video.
Hold on, Charlie.
Go ahead.
Charlie.
Go ahead.
Let's have an understanding, though, okay? It's only two more because it is getting rather long. And after the second one, we'll then say goodbye. Okay, Charlie, see you later, bud. Just two more questions. Not three more, not four more, not six more. Can I ask you three more? You have two more questions, and then we'll say goodbye, okay?
Okay, so I'm going to pick my question. Okay, do you agree that Anthony Cumia is a brilliant impressionist?
I agree that Anthony Cumia is a great radio personality. I'm not familiar with all.
But you agree that he does lots of brilliant impressions.
I've not seen a lot of his impressions, but I'm sure they're great. I have a lot of respect for him as a host, so I'm sure his impressions are equally as good. I've not seen a lot of them, but yeah, sure.
Okay, so you said I have one more question left. So if I could, so here's the deal. I'm going to do I can do 38, I believe, brilliant impressions. I'm going to give you two, Ronald Reagan or Bill Clinton. If you give me one of these to impersonate, and you say, you know what, Charlie, you're kind of a hack, please never call my show again. Give me one of those to impersonate, and I guarantee you're going to say, you know what, this guy's he's kind of brilliant with how his mind works.
Charlie, first of all, let me just
Those
stop.
are two relevant impressions.
Well, they're also two very easy ones. So, I'm not trying
really?
to. I'm not.
Can anybody on your show do one of those impressions really well?
I don't know.
Ned used to, but he's dead.
We're talking about Ronald Reagan.
Charlie,
Charlie,
we haven't spent
average
hours
Joe with $100.
We haven't spent hours and hours and hours practicing. So, give us your best Ronald Reagan, buddy.
Well, this is Ronald Reagan, and I'm listening to Bubba the Love Sponge. Let me ask you one last question.
Nope, Charlie. That was Charlie. We agreed. One thing that's pissing me off about you, Charlie, is you get into this. Let me get one more question in. That 3 questions ago. So strategically pick how many questions you have left, and I'll determine as to whether you can go through those questions. But when I said, in full disclosure, I was very honest by saying we're going to have 2 more, and then we're going to say goodbye. Was I not? I gave him his 2, one of which was an impression. Now it's time to go by. It's not. Let me ask you one more question. It wasn't 3. It was 2.
Do you want to tell him that he sucks and to never call again?
No.
Okay, he gave you that option. I just wanted to.
No.
Okay.
Can you say that, Seth?
Seth's wants to buy a billboard.
Dude, that guy is the absolute worst.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
It is funny. You should have said that.
I fucking hate that guy. I just let Bubba handle him. If I don't have to talk to the guy, it's fine. That's the real ultimate fuckboy. That's why fuckboy was invented.
Is that why?
Yeah. I've been studying, I've been watching you. What the fuck? How does this guy get his money to live, man?
That would be an interesting question.
Yeah.
How does he support himself?
That's the thing. Fuck his questions. I know radio's built off psychos and weird callers and shit, but this guy just wants to hear himself talk, which is the worst.
You're completely right, bud. I'm just letting him fucking make an ass out of himself.
Oh, no, I know.
Alright, what's up, House 83?
Boy, that guy's gonna bring you the liberal side, the other right side, the middle. He's gonna present all angles to you. Dude, this Jeffrey Knight guy has been in a lot of fucking trouble.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah.
Didn't somebody die on his boat?
Once before,
St.
yeah.
Pete, yeah.
Yeah, once before.
Ooh. He's had 2 button issues? He needs to take off a new sport.
Oh, man.
I'm thirsty.
Don't wash my blankie, don't take it away.
Morning, John Costico. Thank you, Average Joe.
Brand new details about a deadly collision between a ferry and a boat in Clearwater. Well,
Gooch says it's called government assistance. We pay him to fuck with you. I mean, that's the way the fuck it is.
Okay, well, can Musk get back in there and cut another program before he's done?
Can we get some assistance and start trolling some motherfuckers?
Shit, man.
Yep, is that?
Seth, all you have to do is just sit home and call show after show and fuck with them.
Dude, honestly, if you pay me to stay home for some mental disability, I won't even bother anybody.
Hey, Bubba, so just so you know, too, the slides, you have a size 13 on there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Get the slides out. And also, update from Macho, he was able to get Gary in there. So Gary's up and running today.
So
in the backside.
And with descriptions or just numbers?
Descriptions out.
Oh my God,
Everything's update.
Can you tell Gary to go fucking crazy?
That's what he's
doing. Because there's so much stuff there.
Yeah.
When I saw a ferry, I was like, oh my God, there's only 2 days left of the ferry, and that's the ferry. It's a different ferry, right?
Yeah, that's just the Clearwater.
Right, but the St. Pete ferry's got like a day or 2 left, right? And it's done for indefinitely.
Today, whatever it is.
When I first read the article, I was like, oh my God, 2 days they would have gotten away with it.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto Studios, aquabeto.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
There's a huge story. It happens to be in our own backyard. I don't know. It probably will be covered nationally.
It is.
Because it's very traumatic. It's very, very traumatic.
TMZ had it on there and some other news outlets.
And the person that might be in trouble is a friend of mine. I think we all know who he is. We've all had interactions with him. We've all, hung out with him, partied at his. I think he owns Janus Landing, among other things. And his name's Jeffrey Knight. I also know who he retained as counsel. I got that call last night. And, I don't know. Thank God. I think Jeff's in for a long haul here. But thank God there was no alcohol involved.
On either side, right?
Right, on either side. There was no...
It's just a bad accident.
It's a bad accident. And so, but you know as well as I do, Dan, that bad accidents also sometimes can be criminal, negligent. And bad accidents.
Criminally negligent and also just negligent.
And Jeffrey Knight is a, multi-millionaire.
Didn't somebody die on his boat in St. Pete?
Early, about 15, 20 years ago.
That long ago? Damn.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't have been as much trouble this one if he didn't leave.
Yeah. So
it's like leaving the scene of a car accident when there's an injury. It's like stacks the charge.
I don't know. I'm not... Jeff's my friend. I'm probably going to reach out to him today and tell him I'm thinking about him. I know he's going. He might be in jail. I don't know. I don't know much. I'm going to play the story. But what happened last night was there was a Clearwater Fair. There's Clearwater ferry boat that takes people out like on a dolphin excursion, or sometimes it's a dinner deal. Sometimes it's just a sightseeing deal. And I think this was right at dusk.
This is the transport one that goes from Clearwater to Clearwater Beach.
Oh, okay.
So like a 2-mile shuttle.
Right. So I think it runs at night. Right, too? Right, Lummy?
It leaves Clearwater Beach right at sundown and takes them back to Clearwater.
Right. And it looks like Jeff might have been just going a little bit faster on maybe a bigger boat and did not see this ferry full of people and hit it. And they're reporting now 1 dead, 6 very injured, a couple of which are hanging on, like life support. And it's been reported that Jeff left the scene but then returned. So let me just play what I got.
Brand new details about a deadly collision between a ferry and a boat in Clearwater. Florida Fish and Wildlife say 41-year-old Jose Castro.
I will tell you this, man. Wendy Ryan's still keeping it pretty together.
I was just thinking the same thing, Bubba. She's holding up nicely.
I mean, she's 50-plus years old.
Yeah, she looks great.
She looks great.
God bless her.
Palm Harbor lost his life following this crash. New tonight, we're hearing from a captain who works for Captain Memo's pirate cruise who made the Mayday call to authorities after finding the ferry.
We make our last turn down the causeway to go back to the marina, and just this weird, dark, unrecognizable shape is just floating, just slightly out of view. As we get closer, we realize that's what used to be the ferry. And you just start hearing the screams for help, the just blood-curdling screams, the chaos, people putting on life jackets.
That's Captain Kevin Cabrera. He tells us as his boat got closer to the ferry on Sunday night, they noticed the ferry had no power and was just drifting. He tried to get this ship closer, but the water was too shallow. So that's when he called for help.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. There's been a boat collision, the Clearwater Ferry. Underneath the Clearwater Memorial Causeway, the Clearwater Ferry is adrift.
After making that call, Captain Cabrera got his passengers to shore. Then he and his crew went back in a different vessel to help the victims of the crash. He says it was important for him and his crew to assist because of how tight.
What a good dude.
Yeah.
So he saw the crash, called Mayday to maybe get the authorities on the scene or start headed that way. dropped off his passengers, got into a smaller boat, more nimble boat that could deal with shallow water to go help rescue the potential people that were hurt. What a great dude. Castaway Kevin, did you see that's what his badge said? Yeah. Let me, Castaway Kevin's the hero of the day, my friend. I love you, buddy. Good Samaritan deal. I mean, let's not forget our own very own Dr. Dan has actually pulled over on the side of a highway and saved people's lives through CPR and chest compressions. You've done that several times.
Yeah, I just like to help people, you know?
This community is.
Their sister boat asked for help. Our entire crew jumped on their sister company, and then another third different company jumped on the boat, and we all went back out there on a smaller boat to try and get closer and help. People were out there, needed help. The other boat, they said, you know, if you guys are available, come. And of course, we answered the call and said, we're here. Whatever you need, you know, this is our family.
Law enforcement also applauded the actions of the Good Samaritans who helped the victims after the crash, and they spoke about how challenging it was to respond to the chaos that ensued right after the accident.
We had great Good Samaritans who were bringing people in, so you could imagine being on scene with only a few personnel and being inundated with probably 30, 40 people at a time coming towards you.
On Sunday night after
you ever notice, like, Dan, you've been on the water a lot. I have when I had jet skis. Let me, I don't know, you're not how much water you, well, you grew up on the water. Yeah, and Seth, I don't know how much water guy, but people on the water tend to be way more mindful of helping somebody in distress than on land.
Because you never know when you're going to be out there by yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people on water are usually pretty cool about floating up and help if you've ran out of gas or you got stuck on a sandbar. They're just, people on the water usually are pretty cool.
Yeah.
The crash, we talked to Brenda Alvarez. She's 30.
Unless you're Fabrizi and you get your jet ski and you go up to a fishing boat and you put all the weight on the front part of your jet ski, so it's basically like a pressure hose, and you stick the ass end of the jet ski out of the water, and then you just floor it and you completely drench the guy.
Right, nice.
That's what Fabrizi's been known to do.
21 weeks pregnant and shared her concerns following the accident.
We just wanted to get to our cars and get home. You never expect any of this to happen, and we can't understand how.
Can I say something? The older I get, like, I've been on jet skis going 80 miles an hour. I've been in Hogan's NWO boat going 80 miles an hour. I've been in, private planes. I did a parachuting gimmick.
Yes.
I've done some race. I've raced cars, sprint cars, 410. I've just done a lot of dangerous things. But the older I get, roller coasters, I never used to be afraid to ride roller coasters ever. I'd ride anything. I'd ride that kind, Lummy, that you get on there and it takes you way up and then it drops you down. I'd ride that bitch. I'd ride Fire and Ice. I'd ride Aerosmith. As I get older, I don't want to do any of that in fear of getting hurt. Like, I don't want to do any of it. I mean, like, if Dan and I went out on jet skis, and there was some really, really smooth water and we could get them up to full throttle, but stay safe distances away from each other, that'd be great. I'd do that, and if you're with a guy that's a fellow jet skier and knows
not to turn into you,
knows what he's doing,
right?
You're fine.
But still, Bubba, even in calm water, doing 70 on a jet ski is sketchy.
Me and Fabrizi, when it was really calm, we would go on our jet skis and we had them souped up. So they'd go like 72 miles an hour, and his would be a little bit faster because it's about weight. We would be going 70 miles an hour side by side and interhook our legs on the other jet ski.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, just crazy stuff. Like, I'd put my leg on his jet ski, he put his leg on my, and we would just,
mating?
Synchronized swimming or something?
Synchronized jet skiing.
Wow.
Perfect analogy, Sethy.
Nose plug.
Wow.
Fast they were going, like how that is even logically possible that they hit and were able to just get off like that. We have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old with us, and I'm pregnant, and I don't know.
New tonight, we also have the names of the captains operating the vessels involving this crash. Florida Fish and Wildlife say the recreational boat was operated by Jeffrey Knight, while the ferry was operated by Dennis Kammerer. We reached out to an attorney who represented Knight in a previous case who said they don't have a statement at this time.
By the way, guess who that guy is?
Kevin Hazlett.
Yep. Kevin Hazlett. Kevin Hazlett is the guy.
So he left the scene?
Yeah.
Allegedly?
I guess they picked him up at the causeway.
The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission identified the victim who died in the fiery boat crash near the Memorial Causeway on Sunday evening. This was Sunday. This was 2 nights ago.
What kind of boat was he in?
I think if you scroll down to show, it should show.
Jose Castro, age 41 of Palm Harbor, was identified as the victim who died in the boat crash. The city of Clearwater said 1 person has died and 10 people are injured in following the boat crash near the Memorial Causeway Bridge. 6 were listed as trauma alerts. So, Dan, what does that mean? Like, as far as
that means as soon as they arrive, you rip off the clothes, you do the full trauma deal, full trauma workup on them. And so, someone falls, they got like a cut in their shin, they don't get a full trauma workup. Someone has a significant blood injury, they're passed out, they're unstable, they have a significant impact, they get that full evaluation. That, essentially, you look at every inch of their body. You don't leave anything unturned.
It said 2 of the trauma alerts were flown to Baycare with various minor injuries. Well, that's a little bit kind of doesn't make sense. If you're flying somebody to usually a more equipped facility, usually it's not because of minor injuries.
Right, it's major.
That kind of contradicts itself.
It sure does.
44 were on board on the ferry at the time of the crash. ABC Action News with Clearwater Mayor Bruce Rector, who said the Clearwater ferry was in a collision with a privately owned boat carrying 6 people. FWC said that after the collision with the ferry, the boat captain then left the scene and traveled to the Bel Air boat ramp. The ferry captain, who was identified as Dennis, Kimmer, and the captain of the private boat was identified as Jeffrey Knight. Officials have not filed any charges in this case, according to the FTC.
Yeah, that's what I read. So
FWC.
he's probably not arrested yet.
Yeah, I mean that's probably because Kevin's doing his job. This is I think the Mayday. This is the Mayday call.
Yeah, I think the one below it's the collision.
The one below it is the actual collision.
Yeah,
all right,
it's on video. The collision.
Yeah,
I think so.
I couldn't find that.
Yeah, because they have a camera always on the bridge.
I'm trying to see.
Underneath the Clearwater Memorial Mayday, mayday, mayday. There's been a boat collision, the Clearwater Ferry. Underneath the Clearwater Memorial Causeway, the Clearwater Ferry is adrift.
So here, is this the, I guess this is just the police giving the updates on.
No, it should be. You might have to fast forward. I see it. It's in the.
No,
it's over to the right. Right there. Where your mouse was to the right.
Has it already happened?
Nope. Right now. Now it just did.
I don't see it.
Let me.
I'm just telling you. I'm trying to help you.
Where's it at?
To the right. That light. That little
right
light.
Here?
That's the ferry.
That right here?
Yep. And there comes the boat behind it.
And the boat's behind it right here. Oh, you can see it.
Yep.
The boat's behind it right here.
Yep.
And now it hits right now. Boom.
Okay. So it just ran over it from behind?
From behind.
It said pin the captain.
Did the ferry have lights in the back?
There's the infamous pirate ship.
Yep.
That floats up and down. Why didn't they stop? Did they stop?
That's the guy. That's from the captain.
Oh, that's
the Good Samaritan.
Oh, okay. That's the guy that did
Castaway Kevin or whatever his name.
Yeah.
is.
So he went back, tied off the pirate ship, and got a much more efficient, like maybe a little dinghy willy.
Yeah.
On the deal.
Yeah.
For 45 years, Handyman Roofing has been the trusted.
Bubba, I'm no legal eagle, but
for breezy. Yes.
Bubba, I'm no legal eagle, but I don't know how you defend that.
I don't either.
Well, the only defense would be arguably if the ferry didn't have proper lighting in the back and you couldn't see it, but that's still not really defending the fact that you drilled another boat.
Right, look like he was going pretty fast.
Well,
I don't know.
The other thing is, you're right, Seth, in the fact that might be a no wake zone, or too fast for that's certainly not. I have navigated that particular stretch of water a lot with Hogan, and I think that's a no wake zone.
I think it is too, because I think it's close to the bridge, and it's always no wake by the bridge.
Yeah.
Right,
The pilot.
or low wake, a small wake.
Right.
Jay's here.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Karate's in the house.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. There's two things. Candle read this morning that the Clearwater Police Department may not charge him criminally, but that doesn't undo the civil stuff.
Man.
When you're a multimillionaire and people die.
How many times have you and I talked recently? It's more often than not, it's not the crim, it's the civ, right?
No one wants to get the civ.
I mean, listen, they don't got to get you criminally, but boy, civilly will. It'll take you down as quick as the next thing. Here is pictures of the ferry. Oof. So it looks like. Is this the front of the ferry and that's the back?
Yeah, that's where the captain is.
Right here?
No, in the back.
The captain's back here?
Yeah, it's a pontoon boat.
But it looked like he
rear-ended him.
He did.
Yeah, that's the back.
Is that the video? Let's see it.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. There's been a boat collision, the Clearwater Ferry.
All right, so here, boy, they really, you know what? TMZ really
zoomed it in.
Got their guys on it.
Underneath the Clearwater Memorial Complex.
See, to me, Lummy, it looks like it's traveling this way, right?
Yeah.
Which would mean that the captain would be up here, correct?
The captain's in the back of a pontoon boat.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's in the back.
That's probably why there weren't more deaths, because
now hold
he
on.
hit the back of it.
His probably. Hold on.
Clearwater Ferry is adrift.
Oh, Jesus.
Hits it.
Oof.
And then does he barrel off?
He reverse it and get out of there?
Right.
Oh, yep.
He reverses it, gets it off the wreckage. Then it looks like here it is even more.
Oh.
Jay, there could be no charge for leaving.
There should be, and I don't, and there's a lot of potential charges. If this, just think of this happening on the street with a car. If Dan Diaco's involved in a car accident where he's driving in a speed, excess of the speed, and he kills 4 people or 2 people, he's probably going to get arrested for negligent homicide, reckless homicide, something, leaving the scene of an accident with fatality.
Well, if you leave the scene of an accident with injuries, it automatically clamps it up to 15 years or something. It's a massive multiplier.
Well, just because there hasn't been any charges filed yet doesn't mean that they can't take a day or two, dissect this whole thing, how it happened, and then bring charges whenever.
Yeah.
I mean, right, Jay? I mean, charges don't have to come, 15 minutes after the event. They have a lot of time, a lot of
limitations. It's got a couple years.
A lot of agencies have the opportunity to go back, look at the footage, interview people, what have not. It just sucks because the guy that hit him, Jeffrey Knight, is a good friend of all of ours.
Was there an explosion when the boat hit?
It looked like it. Yeah,
because that was a pretty violent impact. And I thought I would see maybe the boat behind trying to take a jog to the left or right, because anyone who's driven in a boat, that was not a no wake zone, because that first boat was not going no wake speed. The first boat was going at some speed.
I think it was a slow zone.
So it could be slow zone. We've all come up behind a boat with a wake and you go around it. It just when did he turn? It doesn't look like he ever turned.
But
Maybe
here's
he
the
didn't
deal.
see him.
It looked like they're going to have to evaluate. There's one thing that won't exonerate Jeff, because he did a couple other things not so cool, and that is leaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a problem.
Try to render medical assistance immediately.
Right. But the one thing that could potentially really help him is if the back light markers were not functioning, or the boat wasn't, usually
for sure
on those you have two boat markers that are literally like poles that you stick in, and they illuminate like little light sticks, and they have like on the end of them like a little bulb, and it's just it's just enough for your people to be able to see you. Usually your front has a little bit more lights, but your back has lights too. So that.
Didn't we see a light on that ferry from like 20 miles away on the video?
It was a front light. It was a front light and a spotlight. I didn't see any lights in the back.
Yeah, none on the back.
I couldn't see anything. But it wasn't the right angle to see.
And our boats required to have rear marker lights.
Yes.
They are.
Absolutely. Every boat you buy has one. Even the little crappy boats, the little flats boats that are 16 feet long, they all have a light bulb in the back.
Yeah, but the problem he probably didn't see it is also because he looks like he's got 3 engines.
Well,
it's 37 foot, so he was going so fast.
He didn't have it planed out yet, so he's still got the motors in the hole. They're eating.
Yep.
And you got your front end that's up. And, your boat doesn't start to get on plane until after it, has a little bit of momentum going, and then the front end will calm down and you can see. But there's a portion, if you're on a boat like that, a 37-foot open fish, and you gun it, there's a significant amount of time, anywhere between, I'd say, 5 to 15 seconds before your boat gets up on plane that you can't see. You can't see anything. You just got to trust your navigational skills that you know what's in front of you.
Which is why when you own a boat like that, you don't punch it unless you know you have that 15-second barrier between you and anybody else.
Right, or that you've scanned out ahead of you a little bit. Yeah, let me see. Okay, there's nothing out there. I can hit it.
Especially when you're in the Gulf.
Right, and an intercoastal where there's other boats and pedestrians and paddle boards and whatever else that's allowed in there.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, sorry, I called the wrong number.
Who are you trying to call?
Is this the Bubba Show?
Yeah, this is the Bubba Show.
Okay. I wanted to talk to Jay on whenever y'all are on break.
Well, I mean, Jay doesn't really take on break calls, but we can. I mean, if you got a legal situation that Jay can help you out with,
depends.
He might. No, hold on.
Sir.
Hear me out, okay, sir.
I grew up with his wife.
All right, so shut up and let me tell you something. Why don't you ask your preliminary question, and if he needs to take it off the air, he will.
Okay. I was wondering if I could talk to Jay. I grew up with his wife up there in Lutz, and I know her stepdad, Kurt, real well.
Kurt Morgan's Kurt Morgan's the stud.
Oh,
we were
he's a great guy.
We were just talking about
he
Kurt a few days ago. What's your question?
He is a great guy.
Yes. What's your question?
I just wanted to have him let his wife know that I asked about her and give them my contact if they ever up there in Lutz.
You want my wife to contact you?
Listen,
I love that.
You know what? That just shows you what early morning drinking will go.
Well, high school reunions don't happen a lot anymore because everybody's on the internet, Bubba. So sometimes you got to have a in real life connection.
Sometimes I got to step in and just say no. Get the hell out of here, okay? Out of respect to Kurt Morgan, out of respect to his lovely wife, which is Candle's mom, and out of respect to Candle and Jay, I don't need some guy who gives me an attitude from day one. That's not a call that needs to be taken off the air. It's a creepy call. I want you to go ahead and give your wife my number. Candle doesn't want your number.
Let's just set up a meeting for them.
Candle doesn't want anybody's number. She doesn't even want Jay's number half the time.
That's true. Yeah, make sure you give Charlie my number.
The only number that wants to exchange is Dan would pay me $1,000 if I could give him Charlie's number right now. I'm just telling you, that's the only number-hungry person that we have right now.
We got that number, don't we, Lummy?
With any validity.
No, he doesn't call with the number.
Because he's such a pussy.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Hey, two things on this boat situation. One, they need to look at the boat they got ran into to make sure that the back of the boat, the stern lights were on and were usable.
Where have you been for the last 15 minutes?
Oh, did I miss that? I'm sorry. I just turned on.
Continue on.
Well, the second one, you might have already covered this too. Was he going to the boat ramp to take the injured party on his boat to get help, or was he going to the boat ramp to...
Well, that's going to be his story today.
Good one. Nice defense.
Great idea, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I could help.
Thank you.
Yeah, that boat ramp you went to wasn't that close.
Yeah, that wasn't the nearest boat ramp.
No.
It was not. And, at that point, if you're Jeffrey Knight, and I plead that he doesn't take this the wrong way, but I think that we all under pressure sometimes crack and don't make the right decision. He probably, and unless there was somebody gravely hurt on his boat, which I'm assuming by just the impact alone, his boat didn't take near the casualties or the level of casualties due to the fact that, I mean, if you were going to consider this, Dan, one boat was on offense and one was on defense. You know, the ferry boat that's taken the collision probably has, well, that's where the one person died, and that's where the majority of people are hurt. But, you know, maybe Jeff had somebody very, very, very injured on his boat, and they had put in their boat at the Bel Air Causeway, and
that's where the car was, or something like that.
That's where their truck was,
You know,
and
get them to a
he's like,
hospital.
let me take this person that's hurt back to where we docked, so that that person, one of the 6 people on my boat can drive him or her to the hospital, and then I'll return. That's an interesting excuse. I mean, Jay, that's almost one that's palatable.
It is, and it's also believable because in those types of boats, there are no seatbelts or restraints. And so that boat from the back hit very, very hard.
So everyone went forward.
Everyone in that boat was jolted forward and could have come in contact with something pretty significant in there. And so I haven't seen the reports on where the injuries come from. It could be very well both boats. And so, you know, if that's the truth, that's not a bad defense. Is I had someone critically injured on my boat. I was trying to take care of them. I called it in. I went back to, you know, I mean, it just is so factually driven. It depends why he was doing what he was doing.
So just on the lights, they have running lights going all around the boat. The one thing they do have is on the top, like on the roof part, is a 360 spinning light.
Like a beacon?
A beacon.
Like
Yeah,
a cop light
beacon.
almost?
Like a beacon.
Like a lighthouse light?
Like a lighthouse light.
Okay.
Fast or slow?
Going around. Because you can see it, it's going around. When you zoom in, you see it like going back and forth.
365 degrees.
The original TMZ video.
Because this is a city ferry, right?
No, this was, I don't know.
It's a private ferry.
Oh, it's private, okay.
They have a contract with the city.
Okay, I was going to say.
Can you see that slow motion video of it again, maybe?
I'm going to have to, let me send it back to me.
Oh, all right.
Let me get it. Find it for me. I X'd out of it. Find it for me. Find me the TMZ one.
Okay.
Again, and we'll come back.
Hey, Bubba, real fast. See that girl talking right now, the press secretary?
Caroline Levitt.
Yes, Caroline Levitt. I heard she won.
Hold on, Dan. You got to tell me where.
Left side screen. Left side screen.
Hold on. I literally have 17 TVs
around
me.
Front to the left, the one above Lummy's head.
Yes.
I read that she won an $800 million lawsuit against The View last week. Did you hear about that?
No.
$800 million.
Wait, where'd you see that, Dan? Facebook?
Dan, that could be your boomer Facebook news.
Who told you, Dan?
I saw a 20-minute YouTube video covering the whole story.
Let me
do I find that too?
Find that too.
Okay.
And give me some Herschel Walker info.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
You know, if that was you driving the
I
back
sent you
boat,
the
you would already been
TMZ.
hung and quartered. You'd have been in jail.
I'm in jail.
You'd be fucking.
I'd be calling you to see if you can get hold of Steve to give me some money.
What's it like going on?
Like, because you only see it like it goes flashes.
Flash.
You see a flash, and then but they have running lights. 'Cause I remember I've seen that boat.
You've seen the boat before?
Oh yeah, and it has that up top because they can stop it too, or when they're stopping.
Keep going.
800 million, you said?
Hold on, we're on Snopes now. It's taking me to Snopes.
Oh boy.
Was there a lawsuit?
There's stuff about now something I'm seeing says she worked at the View.
Yeah, you know what? This is.
Is it all bullshit, Lummy?
I think so. I think. Sorry, Dan. Because this is when they remember like a month ago, and they claimed that they were really going after her when she was on it, and she made Whoopi quit.
Because they actually had orchestrated an attack against her.
Dan.
Yes.
This says Carrie Underwood. Are you thinking Carrie Underwood?
No, I see it. It's sad. It's from Caroline Levitt finally went in a marinara lawsuit against The View. The video came out 11 hours ago. It has 3 views.
Okay, because this says no evidence Carrie Underwood sued The View for $800 million.
Not Carrie Underwood.
Caroline Levitt.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm telling you, I'm looking at the video that.
I know she has a pending case. I didn't know it was settled yet.
He wants a trial.
This has 3 views on it.
$800 million. That would make the headlines.
Well, I think I would.
Unless it's for the wrong reasons, and then it gets buried.
I feel like the media's evened out.
Here, I'll just send
They just showed something this morning. 93% of the media
saw?
coverage of
Yeah,
Trump has been
okay.
negative. At this point, 69% was positive for Biden.
What?
They objectively looked at the articles, and that's what the difference was.
Oh man.
I mean, what'd you send me?
Those things don't mean much. Though. I mean, once he's elected, he's elected, whether we approve or not, right?
He doesn't care because he doesn't re-elect.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He's just
That's
trying to
the
get stuff
whole
done.
At TMZ. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Is there anything else that's coming,
I'm
love?
trying to find this.
The Dan
$800
fucking
million.
the Dan witch hunt.
Sounds like when Gene was calling me yesterday because he was asking me because he saw a video on Facebook. Shador was going back to college.
I was like, wait, remember when Danny found the video of Osama bin Laden shot?
Hey, you know what? I think Shador could go back to college.
No, he's ineligible because of the rules because he declared for the draft.
Once you declare you're eligible.
Correct.
Dan, I don't think it's happened yet. She does have a lawsuit against him. I don't think.
Well, he had another year of eligibility, didn't he?
So,
Yeah, but he loses it when you declare for the draft.
I know that, but he did have one before.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. He could have. Yes. If he didn't declare
How
for
you
the
left?
draft. He got signed with the. But then Gene sent me this clip. It's straight AI. He's just like, I'm not going to Cleveland. Thanks for drafting me, but this is a horseshit town. I'm getting out of here.
Oh.
LeBron couldn't deal with this. I did find it on today's C News. $800 million lawsuit. Good morning, Jay Bowler.
Diaco Brothers, it's getting a little hot here in Florida. When are we going to hanging out at the boardwalk in New Jersey?
sure. Memorial Day.
I need to cool off.
You'd love
So
it.
it turns out
Your,
that's
your
a fake-
daughter would
fake story?
absolutely love it up there. It's like Pleasantville.
Maybe
You said it's too pleasant for you, isn't it?
No, I love it. It's too
I'm
pleasant for
trying
me.
not to. Man.
I love it there.
Oh man, we need a cool off spot this summer.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo studios.
Aquabedo.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Do you know how internally refreshing it is not to get bamboozled by a fake headline? Usually it's me. Listen, 90% of the time it's me. Let me look this up. I heard, blah, blah, blah. Then Seth comes back and says, usually Seth has at least the common courtesy to say to me privately, hey, Sponjo, what? That article you brought up from today was from 2001. I'll be like, thank you for not killing me on the air. So usually Seth will say, I'm feeling so good, about this, and he'll be like, usually I'm the stupid one that comes up with, hey, get somebody won $700 million, this and that, press secretary Willie. Usually I'm that guy, so I'm kind of reveling a little bit, Lummy, knowing that the smartest guy in the room,
Well, this should be concerning that some of the smartest people in our society are getting duped, Bubba.
True.
Well,
I mean, you know what? AI and fake news is so good that men that are lawyers, doctors, and with very high level IQs can be bamboozled. Now, if they can be bamboozled, I mean, what's that?
We've already been. Well, the idiots have already been bamboozled.
Yeah.
The upper echelon of society is all we have left, and now they're being fooled.
I mean, Gene got fooled yesterday. So
fooling Gene. I mean, come on now.
What's the fool on this one?
On this one?
Yeah.
It's AI. I sent the video. I think Dan watched it.
So Dan said Caroline Levitt.
Did you send one to me?
Yeah, I just did.
She does have a lawsuit, so she just hasn't won it yet. Is that the
correct?
The part that I just don't have correct?
Well, I mean, that's
that slight detail.
She didn't win
part.
it.
So Dan,
it's an $800 million lawsuit.
It's official. Caroline Leet has accomplished the unthinkable. She's won.
I think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
After months of courtroom drama, online turmoil, and frantic maneuvering by ABC executives, Caroline Levitt has emerged triumphantly from her astonishing $800 million defamation lawsuit against The View. Yes, you read that correctly. The once untouchable daytime talk show has suffered the most significant loss in its history.
I mean, this is not true. It's I think
So what's the point, Bubba?
My point is like,
are you trying to rub Dan's nose in it, or are you trying to see what he saw?
I think I'm late for work. Do I have somewhere to be?
No, what I'm saying is like I mean, they do this so well.
Like, who's doing a 17-minute video, Bubba?
I know, but what I'm saying is like, they do it so well that it comes to a point where what's real and what's not. I mean, they do this so well. It's so well produced. I mean, and like
Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar.
Also, there is no lawsuit that's filed against. She has not filed any
So I mean,
lawsuits.
if you have a good enough video guy with a good enough AI,
and a 20-minute story, it's a 17-minute video. My cable was out, but my YouTube wasn't out yesterday.
So
I'm watching YouTube crap.
That's the excuse you're going with, Danny?
100%.
Hey, we saved Dan, though, because he told us, did you hear about this? He could have been all over the office today telling people about $800 million. They're going crazy over it.
Yeah. You know how many poor patients probably would have had to have heard this story, I mean, Jay and Dan and everybody has requested that we find the collision footage of the ferry and Jeffrey Knight's boat. So this is the TMZ's got it
Zoomed
the
in.
best, meaning like they've really zoomed it in. And so
that's clearly intercoastal.
Clearly intercoastal.
It looks like it's a slow zone because the guy's not going no wake speed.
Mayday, there's been a boat collision, the Clearwater Ferry, underneath the Clearwater Memorial Causeway.
He's leveled out.
Yeah, you're right.
His nose isn't up.
He's on plane.
Yeah.
So, like if we go back here.
Mayday, there's been a boat collision, the Clearwater Ferry, underneath the Clearwater Memorial Causeway.
And it looks, in my estimation, it looks like he's going about 50. And the ferry's probably going 15.
Yeah, he's going 3 times as fast.
They zoomed it in, but you can't see. But yeah, the little spotlight up there is a thing that goes around.
But it doesn't look like it's going around.
You can't see. It's zoomed in so much. You have to zoom out.
Maybe
you see it.
Maybe they'll show it again. I think they give us one more zoom. If not, I'll go back and do it now. So that's the collision.
Brutal.
It looks like
this is going to be. Here
we go. So. I'm sorry, Seth. What?
I was going to say this is going to be like the plane accident and the helicopter accident where they go, where the conclusion is I didn't see that ferry at all. Is that possible here?
I don't know.
Even if the light's out on the back.
Now, does it look like maybe perhaps somebody on the ferry ignited a flare? Before I might be the only guy to even.
What do you mean? You think people on the ferries have flare?
Just watch before impact.
Oh damn!
Thank you.
Damn!
Bitch.
What is that?
I don't know.
What are we looking at? We don't even know what we're looking at.
You're looking at that bright flash of light before there's impact.
Hold on. Thank you very much.
Bubba.
And by the way, ferries like this and stuff will have emergency flares available.
Like on the side pocket.
So they shot up the flare because they knew there was going to be trouble?
I don't know. Just watch. I don't know. I don't know it to be true, but I think I may. Jay will tell you, man, I can sniff stuff out, buddy. From how many times MJ said, I don't recall, to nobody saw this, but watch this, and it's before. Watch, hold on. No impact. No impact.
What is that?
Their lights go on.
That's something. It's either a massive amount of light, a spotlight, or perhaps an emergency flare.
Emergency flares aren't. They would be more reddish.
Okay, now, but
that's an explosion there.
Yeah, well,
that's probably an actual gas tank volatile impact deal. But I mean, so I think you guys would agree something, either a light or something, was illuminated right before the impact, almost as to give somebody a warning. Right?
This feels like 9/11 all over again, Bubba.
I know, but I don't think I'm making it up.
You get the thermite coming out the windows.
The headlights of the boat, just coming into the view.
But see, coming from that angle, Jay, a headlight would come out of view, not go into view.
Right.
It could be also just like
someone lighting a cigarette.
No, like a big flashlight.
A cigarette.
Like
when you light with a blowtorch. What do you light your cigarettes with? But I mean, usually it's not the same thing they weld ships with. I mean, I'm just saying, a settling torch. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
it's horrible.
So
it's absolutely terrible.
I'll tell you one thing though, if Kevin is listening, or if it, this is what Jay as a lawyer, here's what could possibly mitigate some of the issues Jeffrey Knight might be facing. One, the back boat ferry wasn't properly illuminated, meaning it didn't have rear working lights, or you couldn't see the 360 beacon. Because when I look at this, I don't see the 360 beacon.
If I send you a different video where it's out, like it's
I'd like to then send it to me.
All right.
So okay, I'm going to wait for you to send it to me. So one, Jay, if you're building a case, a defense case, lack of rear lighting. Two, once impact, the reason why you left, not to get out of trouble or anything like that. Once you left, it was because you had injured people, and you were going to return them to the dock that you had your vehicle or their vehicle parked, so they could be rushed to the hospital. And then you did come back to the event.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be an unbelievable defense if indeed that data aligns. Meaning, if indeed somebody was hurt, he did take them back, they were expedited to a care facility, and then he returned upon getting them secure. And the back part of the boat had an illumination problem. Did you send it to me?
Yeah. Well, you're talking about a defense to two different parts. One is a defense to why he hit him, which is were the stern lights on, and was that light that was on top of it running properly?
Right.
That's the one defense you have.
Right.
And then the other one is the leaving the scene of the accident.
It's like one.
If the motive of leaving the scene of the accident was not to conceal the event, but to take care of immediate injuries on your boat, like you're suggesting,
now you're looking
then
better.
That would be
now you're feeling
a good
better.
Defense to leaving the scene.
What am I looking at?
120.
What's that?
123. Or 20. Yeah, 20.
They do weddings on that boat. Did you know that?
They do what?
Weddings on that pirate ship.
Yeah, I think they're.
I know someone that got married on it.
Did they last?
Exact one?
Huh? No, it was that girl used to work for him years
to the
ago.
side of us, drifting with the roof all messed up.
She went to jail.
Of course, there's a.
Can we have our Christmas party this year, Bubba, on that boat?
No.
Can we not, please?
Lummy, what the hell happened here?
Then he says he saw that other boat lingering before leaving.
What?
We thought it was a passenger helping him, like another boat, because we didn't see who hit him. But I think it may have been that boat. And then knocked him in.
I think that guy.
Contrast this guy to the alligator hunter.
Can they stop making these guys dress up like pirates? It's not. This is why it's not good.
This guy.
He looks like Brad from Fast Times.
I think he trained with Jimmy Cleavis right before the interview.
And they took off.
All right, so he's saying, Lummy, we got distracted with the commercial. Let's see.
Other boat lingering before leaving.
We thought it was a passenger helping him, like another boat, because we didn't see who hit him. But I think it may have been that boat. And then knocked him into the sandbar and they took off.
Back at work a day later, Triglio's thoughts are with the family of Jose Castro, the man killed in the crash.
I hope they bring up.
See, again, Jay, look, again, watch the sparks or some type of illumination prior to impact. It's right here. It's even on, Lummy, it's even on this one.
Family of Jose Castro, the man killed in the crash.
Boom.
I hope they bring up the.
To me, that looks more like now a light.
Yeah. And but if you see that the little top part light that you can kind of see, that's
prayers with the families, really about them.
Andrew Triglio thought he'd seen it all on the water.
We're doing an activity with the kids and all the people, and then we noticed the boat to the side of us drifting with the roof all messed up, and they were screaming to help us. Our captain made the Mayday call.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. There's been a boat collision, the Clearwater Ferry. Underneath the Clearwater Memorial Causeway, the Clearwater Ferry is adrift.
We just did what we were told to do from the Coast Guard and captain.
They put a spotlight on the ferry as first responders arrived. Then, he says, he saw that other boat lingering before leaving.
We thought it was a passenger helping him, like another boat, because we didn't see who hit him. But I think it may have been that boat. And then knocked him into the sandbar and they took off.
Back at work a day later, Triglio's thoughts are with the family of Jose Castro, the man.
All right, so is this the beacon that you speak of?
Yeah.
Okay, to me it seems like it should be a little bit higher, and that there's a portion of the pontoon boat that could cover that potential beacon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, to me that beacon doesn't look like it's
adequately illuminates the rear of the boat.
To me, it looks like it's more of a front beacon than it is a on top in the middle of the roof beacon.
It is in the front of it.
But look at the profile of the boat. At that angle, it's above the whole profile of the boat.
Yeah, you're right.
The crash.
Again, there's that spark of something. Weird. Somebody sparked up something or turned on a light or something.
I hope they bring up the victim's name.
Without having all the details of everything right now, Jay or Dan, would you guys feel comfortable taking on this case for the defense?
Well, this is one of those situations where, as a lawyer, you defend clients and you're doing everything you can to make sure that you're representing their best interests. So sometimes, why I don't do criminal defense laws, you don't get to pick and choose who your clients are. You just get sent into these really dramatic situations. And Kevin Hazlett is like Houdini. He's the magic man. He's one of the best lawyers I know.
Why do you think Jeffrey Knight, who has more money than God, if he had to hire one dude if this happened to any of us,
I call Kevin Hazlett immediately if this is something that happens to someone I know, a client of mine, or someone I care about, or someone I don't even know. I'm calling Kevin Hazlett immediately on this.
I sent you what the boat looks like, Bubba, from their website.
From whose website?
The Clearwater Ferry.
Is the ferry down now? Can we get our ferry up and running and maybe grab some business?
The Bubba Army Ferry?
While they're redoing their...
And we could even put on there, advertise that it's 50% more lit.
Yeah, we've got lights in the back.
Like Bubba Army Ferry, 100 million candlewatt power.
And we only run in the daytime, so...
Daytime only. Home by dusk. Right?
Yeah, loud music.
No pregnant ladies.
No pregnant ladies.
Okay.
So now here's the rear of the boat, right, Lummy?
No, that's a different boat. The first one was the boat.
Okay.
It says Clearwater Ferry.
There's three boats. That's a 21 passenger. No, you got to go all the way up, Bubba.
All right. Okay, Lummy, I'm just to home.
No, go up to it's that one right there, the Matty Crossing.
All right. Well, that's not. That's a radar.
I know the little thing in front of it. You can't.
Right here?
Yeah.
So that would not illuminate rear adequately.
That's that to me.
It's right on the edge of the.
Hold on,
to me. Edge of the rear.
Hold on, to me, it looks like it's angled this way.
And that's in the front.
Oh, okay.
That's the front, Jay.
That's the front. This is the rear.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
you see the engine.
I don't see a light.
I don't see a light.
I don't either.
But it would be hard to see from this angle.
Anybody like to go kayaking?
Lummy, is this the same boat?
Yeah, it just cycles through.
All right, now is this the front or this is the back?
That's the front because the engine's in the back.
See, it never really. I'm trying to get a good bear. Yeah. Is this the back? I'm trying to get a good.
What are you trying to get a good bearing on, CSI? What are you piecing together here?
To see the lights.
to see what type of rear lighting they have.
Let me investigate. Let's send him out there.
Now, let me. Is this the back? Is this the front of the back?
It's the radars in the front, so it's the front.
That's the front still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like there is that much light.
Yeah.
back there.
So I mean, that probably
mitigates.
Is going to be a factor.
Yeah, no lights, and someone on my boat's injured, so covered both of them.
Without knowing what the condition of the lights are, it's absolutely going to be one of the issues.
But Jay,
were the lights on? Were they sufficient? Was it sufficient for a commercial boat versus a single residence family boat? You've got
it's a different standard, right?
You
It's
got
a different standard.
You got a different duty as someone who's a commercial carrier, and so if you're inviting people on your boat
for money,
and you're running the boat in the evening, then maybe you have a duty to have brighter lights than someone who's just running a pontoon boat with old Jed and the family.
And let's not forget, Jay. Doesn't have to be necessarily Crim. We can go Civ on this.
Oh, the Civ's never going.
But here's the thing, Bubba. If the boat had bad lights, and he had an injury on his boat, then the criminal case pretty much disappears.
Yeah.
And so there's justification. It wasn't criminal negligence to hit him because there's no lights, and it wasn't criminal to try to rescue the person on your boat that's injured. Obviously, if that other pontoon boat gets to shallow ground, the 37-foot center console probably couldn't get to it either.
Right, but then there's the other side is maybe the lights were sufficient,
yeah,
and maybe he was going too fast, and maybe there was no one injured on his boat.
Right.
And so no, at this point we really don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. Only Kevin knows.
Right.
So but even if there isn't a Crim, they don't find any Crim.
There's a Civ.
There's going to be a huge Civ
for sure.
Big Civ,
and against the boat. The
boat
ferry.
manufacturer.
If I'm a passenger on the ferry and I get injured or my family member gets killed, I'm looking to the ferry.
I'm telling you right now, if you're on that
if
you're on that ferry, as much as our one friend lawyered up with Kevin, if you're on that ferry, won't you lawyer up with Jay? I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I know how to handle those cases for sure.
I'm just saying.
I wasn't on it, but I am having some trauma from seeing the video, Jay.
You're gonna do a retainer with Jay.
There?
Jay, do you got your paperwork to sign up, Seth?
Send it to him electronically.
Seth, you give you 40 points.
I got a neck brace I can put on.
I'm not trying to laugh at this particular situation because we do have a friend that's in some some.
Well, there's people dead.
Healing for humor. Healing through humor. But I do have to go.
All right, that's perfect. We will take that as an opportunity to say for us to go as well. Not forever, just during a commercial break.
So long and good night.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police.
What? It looks like the city's responsible for that ferry in some way, and I can't imagine it wouldn't have.
They got a contract with the PS or whatever.
Well, maybe the city.
I just don't.
Maybe they dock out of the city's dock, and they have to pay the city. You know what I'm saying?
No, I just think. I don't know what it is. It just feels like the city wouldn't not have what they needed to have on the boat.
Right.
And especially with how often those boats are going out there, you would know if a light was not out in the back. I feel like.
Well, it's a privately owned company that owns the boat. They have they won the bid for the Clearwater Philly.
What up, Car?
CAR.
They became a partner with the PSTA and the Jolly Trolley.
I found out Phoebe's stepdad used to operate the pirate ship. She just told me.
Really?
For real?
Yeah.
What's that? She knows the guy?
No, my wife's her stepdad used to. He's a captain, and I guess he used to captain the pirate ship.
Did he have to wear a costume too?
What's that?
Did he have to wear a costume?
I'm about to find out. He's not really. He would do what he needed to do for the money, but he doesn't strike me as a dress up as a pirate guy.
What's up, Thomas Gilson? How's everybody doing?
Oh man, what's up, Thomas? What up, Car? What up, Felix? What up, Abe?
How you doing, Abe?
What up, Cash? What it do? What it do?
What's up, Mitch?
Trade Xerxes over, baby. Put the money on the over.
What's up, Bruce?
Shiloh's way over. What's up, Mitch?
Thank you.
Shiloh is way over.
So funny.
Who, Charlie?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Nah, BS. I only watch Righteous Gemstones. I'm a bad TV guy. What up, White Iced Tea?
Not yet, Sap.
What up, Radio?
I'm giving him my wife's number right now.
They said that guy was drunk. I don't know. He just sounded nervous.
Stalky.
Xerxes 5.
How you doing, buddy?
Not supposed to call it less than 10. I break the rules. What's up, Liz?
What the fuck's that? He's so fucking funny and stupid.
He's the driest fucking fart there is.
It's so fucking funny, dude.
What's up, Liz? What up, Longer?
Oh, gosh. Sometimes I'll be watching the show just by getting ready and I just fucking laugh out loud when you say some stupid shit. It's hilarious.
What up, there, Merchant?
Funny guy. God.
Tell him to send me some shit, Abe. Tell him to dust that stuff off.
If you could just communicate with Bubba some content.
Yeah, really. What's up, Bowler?
That's the story of your life.
Bubba gets content fucking...
All day, every day.
I'll send it at 10 a.m. or I'll send it at fucking 2 a.m. I mean, it's whenever I see shit.
Just not after 5 p.m.
No, he'll send that.
Oh, I know his AOL's not going to his phone. I know that's not even possible.
Right. He knows I'm on Silent Jones.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Trust me, if an AOL's email's waking this guy up, then we've got bigger problems.
What up, Creeper Left?
What up, Dan?
Bowler, the Thomas Gilson. How's everybody doing?
Oh, fuck yeah, Berto.
ZRC's right back at you, buddy. What's up, Long Dog Silver?
Yeah, Felix, we don't know if PayPal's working. If you could just send $1, we won't send you back.
Steve Michelini. Whenever we have variance issues and we try to go to Hillsborough County, it's the guy we use.
All right, if you're gay for Jay, put a kissy face in the chat.
Gay for Jay.
Do that.
Yeah, gay for Jay is a thing, and I'm bringing it to the forefront with kissy face emojis. If you're gay for Jay.
All right. It's up very tough.
There we go. Hell yeah, Fred.
Here they come.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you, Fred.
Come on, gay for Jay. Don't be afraid.
Where are you at, buddy?
Don't be afraid.
Good morning, retarded.
Here we go.
Debbie.
Don't stop.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Seth is in his own little world today. He just started a new #/gay for Jay.
Sort of kissy faces.
Throw a kissy face on YouTube. Gay for Jay. Not necessarily Jay approved, but it's...
No, Jay likes it.
I don't mind it.
Seth's in his own little world, which is, most of the time. By the way, speaking of which, Seth and I will do Klim and Kush today. Probably start time 10:40. This is how it usually works. I go and lay in my recliner chair and try to stay as long as I possibly can. And about 38 after, he comes and says, "People are waiting for us."
I just walk and then I walk away.
No, people are waiting.
Well, they're in.
That's what you say though. People are waiting.
Well,
I'm like, okay, I'll be right out.
Well, Macho sets it up to where the show is ready. It's whenever it's getting ready to premiere, you can go in and you can start chatting, and everybody's like, "Where's Bubba? Oh, he's talking to Dion. Oh, he's in the bathroom." And I was like, "No, he's on his chair." He said 5 minutes. So I'm trying to relay to them.
Trying to be like my little lazy on.
I feel like you try to do some Axl Rose stuff, man.
No, what do you mean? Like,
you try to be late till it looks cool, or
Is he gonna fight
No,
you?
I'm trying to be late because I'm trying to get that last 2 minutes out of that chair. Is to be honest with you.
I know, but the sooner that we get done with our podcast, the sooner I can get in the chair because that's I know when you leave.
Okay. I'll try to get into the chair as quick. I got to walk Jay out to his car, talk some stuff, and then I'm going right to the chair. And, I'll try to be in by 40. Clement Cush. How did, what was the new one we just debuted?
Oh, Uncensored yesterday?
No, not.
Cheap State.
Grape Ape.
Grape Ape and Cheapskate. Grape Ape, Cheapskate, featuring Lummy and Colton.
Yeah, it's doing great.
Yeah.
The people might need 2 episodes this week.
Lummy, did you have a conversation with Tuttle and the fact that we have our very own, we spent like $500 in getting these promotional Bubba Army black ducks with the QR code and the Bubba Army insignia to give to people that got Jeeps, Jeep ducking deal. He goes to a whole big Jeep fest, talks about all kinds of Jeeps, and doesn't take one of these. Did you talk to him about it?
He knows about it too. Listen, it's not Tuttle. Tuttle did not know that we had the ducks, and though that's the reason that we're doing the Wednesday meetings, is to have all the ideas out there.
But hold on, Lover.
He did that before the Wednesday meeting.
Yes,
that's the problem.
I was going to say at the Wednesday meeting, he should have said, I just want everybody to know that I bought a duck suit.
That video was already done.
Hopefully, Bubba will. How much? Oh, by the way,
$26.
$26.
Yeah,
that video was already done and put up there. It was ready for Wednesday.
Okay.
He brought it up too during the show.
I owe him $26 for the duck suit. Right?
But I do, and I don't know if this is going to come up, tomorrow. I'm sure it will, but I do think that Tuttle should be exonerated.
Well, I'm not mad at him.
No, I know.
Because like you said,
I'm not mad at him.
He did it without and didn't really know that about the
I
ducks.
just didn't know anything about it. And I'd like to know every promotional situation that we're doing. Just because I just want to know how the show. If Tuttle's going out representing the show,
he said he was handing out koozies and sunglasses, but you obviously couldn't see it because stuff had to get edited out.
Well, see, but he shouldn't have edited out. He should have kept at least one koozie and sunglass handoff. There was none.
Well, now you're getting into Gary's zone because Gary edited it. So now you're telling
Gary. If you got Tuttle handing out promotional stuff, and you got that, you at least have to show one of those, or it looks like we didn't do it at all. I'm just saying, for a friend. Hello? Right, Lummy? I'm not trying to be critical of Gary's skills, but if Tuttle indeed did have koozies and Bubba Army glasses, that's very important to show at least one of them. Maybe even open up the entire segment with the handoff, the promotional handoff, and then not do it the rest of the event. But at least you opened up with it. Otherwise, how would you have known? And maybe they didn't.
He did. Gary said that it was kind of messing up the flow. And
Gary, shut up with the flow. Don't start coming up with stupid excuses. You just messed up. No big deal.
What? Tuttle messed up. Gary messed up. Everybody messed up now.
I mean, can we not admit when we mess up? I'll admit when I mess up. Gary messed up by not putting. Lummy, what part of that video of Tuttle's duck at the Jeep gimmick? At what part was the logo or Bubba Army ever displayed?
But the content's on your channel.
I understand, but I'm just asking that question. During the, 20 minutes? How long was the video, Lummy?
8 minutes, wasn't it?
8 minutes. During the 8 minutes, how many times was the either the name Bubba Army, Bubba the Love Sponge Show, a set of sunglasses with Bubba Army logo, or a bumper sticker, or a koozie cup? How many times did that appear on camera? And by the way, it only needs to be one. Like, we only need one. The answer doesn't need to be 9, 10, 15, 20. Just one. I just need one early on to establish what we're doing, to establish the brand. So I'm asking you, Lummy, executive producer.
I don't remember seeing any of that. Gary, was trying to keep it along how a lot of the other man of the streets kind of how they've been running the big time videos. How they run their
man
videos.
on the streets are great, but you have to have your logo. You have to have your logo out there. If we got sunglasses and koozies that have our logo, at least show 7 seconds of Tuttle going, by the way, I got a koozie for you. There you go, Army. Like, that's it. Otherwise, it's a nerd dressed up in a duck suit asking questions about Jeeps.
So you think like maybe in the beginning when Tuttle was introduced in the video, said, "Hey, I'm going to be going out here asking questions and handing out koozies and sunglasses."
Something. At what point during that 8-minute video? At what point was the word Bubba Army? At what point was the logo display? Was there ever in any part of that video
a display of it?
A display of the logo? A mention of the brand.
Well, he did say Bubba Army or the Bubba the Love Sponge show. He did say it.
Okay, well, I'm just whatever.
Visual. I don't.
We're in the visual business, okay? And if I'm going to spend thousands of dollars buying visual handouts, then we need to show that when we're out and about at an event, or I'm wasting my money and my time. And for everybody to have all these excuses as to why it didn't happen is unacceptable. Just take the L and say, I messed up.
Great idea. Okay execution, because I think it's a great idea, but you're so right about the ducks, and they just didn't know it. It's an innocent mistake. Like I said, great idea. But could you imagine every one of those people would have loved that duck, would have put it right on their dashboard, and it would have been the whole talk of the show, to be honest.
The duck, we can't.
You should do it again.
We can't fix the fact that they didn't have the ducks because the event was taped before Tuttle. So, I'm not mad about the ducks. Okay, I'm not mad. I'm mad that Gary edited out all instances where Tuttle potentially handed them a promotional item with my logo on it. Why would you go through the entire video and never show a pair of sunglasses, a bumper sticker, or a koozie, when that's what we're trying to do is promote the brand? Otherwise, it just looks like a nerd in a duck suit asking Jeep questions.
There's a watermark in the bottom right-hand corner of the video, though.
I understand that.
I know, I'm trying to help.
You're not. You know what? You're not helping. You're pissing me off.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
And the fact that like my guys, here's what they do. When anytime there's a mess up, they all gang up and get each other's backs and then hang me out to dry. When realistically, I know what I want, and I know that I'm right. There's no way I'm not right on this. There's no way that Gary should have cut out every time Tuttle handed them a pair of Bubba Army sunglasses and or a koozie. At least get one to establish what we're doing.
And I don't have a brand, so I guess I'm gonna take myself out of how important it is to promote and everything. But when Tuttle told me he was going out there, I just looked at it. The only thing I thought was like, oh, great, that's going to be some good content. I hope that I can just, get the $25 from Bubba to give the Tuttle. I didn't even think about handing stuff out. But
if you are, listen,
but that's not how my brain works.
If you are handing, hold on, if he didn't take anything to hand out, then that's one thing. It's a mistake, especially since I have it right here in the kitchen for anybody that's going out to grab a handful of glasses and grab a handful of koozies. Do I not have them out?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So if you've taken those objects to a place that you're taping to do an on the streets high spot, and you have those items, and you do not videotape at any time you handing at least one set of those items out to a person that you're dealing with, then why even take them? If you're not gonna, if you're wasting my money and your time. And I don't know. Listen, right? You have to have a logo and a brand in order to be able to even understand what I'm coming from. So if he took it upon himself to grab them and to take them, shame on Gary for cutting it out. Why? I just want to know. I just want an explanation as to why you would cut that out. When it's just it's literally a fleeting 5 or 6 seconds. I haven't seen what ended up on the editing floor, but I'm sure Tuttle was like, hey, appreciate talking to me. Here's a set of Bubba Army sunglasses and a koozie, buddy. Boom. That's all you need. I don't need that with every video. If he interviewed 9 people and you opened up your first one with that, and then you've accomplished that first. You've established it, and you don't have to do it with every one of them. You've already done it with one, but not to do it with any of them is a mistake.
Would you like the Duck to have worn a Bubba Army shirt? No, I'm just asking. Would that be okay? Like, would that tickle your pickle?
If you're not going to film yourself handing out the promotional stuff.
Okay, it's about the promotional stuff. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I spend quite a bit of money.
Bubba, I understand.
I spend quite a bit of money to have trinkets.
No, I feel
to
you.
hand out for people to say, "Wow, this is cool."
No, I totally get that. I just want you to know. I'm asking about whether it's showing a logo or giving out stuff. I'm telling you, it's how my brain works. Is like when he said that he was going there, I didn't even think about any of that stuff.
But if a person's going to go there,
he said he's going to get a bunch of glasses and everything for.
But I'm asking you a question.
Yes,
being the radio skill set that you have and the longevity you have in radio and the promotional side of things and just your tenure in radio, if you have a visual world that you live in, and you're not just radio, which can't be seen, but instead you have, let's be honest, the majority of our money comes from the visual side of things. We are currently always looking for, me doing the chicken and waffles deal. We're always looking for visual stuff. So if Tuttle's not doing a behind the board, non-visual podcast with Krista, then I don't. But when he's going out buying a duck suit to be in public to cover a Jeep event, it's strike one that you don't know we have things that are absolutely 100% made for these events, which are the Jeep ducks, which he didn't know, which is nobody's fault, miscommunication. But if he picked up, a handful of sunglasses and he picked up a handful of stickers and a handful of koozies and he didn't give them out, then what are we doing? We're a guy in a duck suit at a Jeep event. It would be like if Diaco Law participated with Jeff Cheragante in one of these food giveaway deals, and, you guys didn't hand that person that came by Diaco Law some type of pamphlet or business card or something,
some merch
for them to remember Diaco Law. They're not going to remember Diaco Law just from your fancy little tent and meeting Jay, that you need to put something in people's hands. And I have spent quite a bit of money on buying trinkets to put in people's hands. Now, to have edited that out really, really upsets me. It really does. Like, if we're gonna take the time to go take them out, I don't know. Is there anybody that am I the dick? Is it everybody against me on this? I appreciate Tuttle doing it. I appreciate his grind. I'll pay him for his outfit. I'll probably pay him for the hustle too. But whoever cut this out or whoever's decision it was to cut, unless it's this, here's what it could be, because you guys sometimes do this to me too, and you guys won't admit it. But Tuttle didn't take any glasses, and Tuttle didn't take any koozies, and he didn't hand any of them out. And it's just easier to say that Gary cut them out and he made a mistake.
Is that the truth?
Because that could potentially be the truth. The truth, listen, you guys think that because if that's the truth, then hold on. If that's the truth, then man up and tell me, and don't lead me on this wild goose chase that it ended up getting cut out. Because if indeed it is the case, or you say you still stand by the fact that it got cut out, then I'm going to ask Gary to send me the cutout video. So it's either one or two things. Either it did get cut out, and Gary should have never cut that out. He should have at least allowed one in there. Don't tell me it's going to disrupt the flow. Shut up.
Jesus,
everybody.
Man.
No, but don't get listen. Don't insult my intelligence. Don't insult my intelligence by saying, putting Tuttle in there, handing out a pair of glasses and a koozies disrupts the flow. We're at a Jeep convention.
He's asking about the relevance of the duck.
And so if Tuttle made a mistake and he didn't bring any ducks, and he didn't bring any koozies, and he didn't bring any glasses, and he didn't bring any bumper stickers, and he totally screwed the pooch and completely messed it up, I can accept that more than I can accept you guys coming up with this, Gary cut it out, because you guys know that I love Gary. I absolutely love Gary.
He is?
And so
you think there's too much?
He volunteered that.
So hold on.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, no, but Gary could be just covering Tuttle's ass.
No, because how Gary put it was, I've tried to follow the big time names of man on the street, and they don't do that kind of stuff. So I was trying to make. Okay. So he said that
Gary,
before
you're going to try to tell me that. Hold on. You're going to try to tell me that big time brands don't show themselves handing out various items with their logo on it. Come on, Gary. Don't insult my intelligence. If you have something to hand people with your logo and your likeness, you show it.
Charlie Kirk's whole shtick is giving hats away for debating people.
You don't show it every time, Gary. You show it once.
At least.
So don't tell me that big time people that we're trying to emulate doesn't do that. Come on, Gary. Don't go there. Take an L. Say, I messed up. Because if that is how you feel, it's wrong. That's not what I want. You work for me, and I want my brand. And if Tuttle is handing out, I'm not trying to chase whatever big-time influencer you think we're supposed to be like. I want to show my brand, my sunglasses, my koozie, my bumper sticker being handed out at least one time in a segment. And if you think otherwise, then we need to talk.
He doesn't. He was just explaining to you because you asked him why. So he explained it. He has no problem doing that from here on out. He said that he will do whatever you want.
I find it insulting that you would say that we're chasing people man on the street type deals. And do you know why some of these man on the street type deals don't hand anything out? Because they don't got anything. They don't have any sunglasses. They don't have any koozies. They don't have any bumper stickers. We do. Oh, we got ducks too. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, he was saying he wasn't trying to insult your intelligence. He just told you his mindset at the time, and that he will do whatever you want him to do.
I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong, Seth? If Tuttle indeed handed out some Bubba Army promotional stuff, am I wrong to want that to be in the video at least once?
I probably would have gone the same route Gary did, but now hearing you explain it this way, I would not make that mistake again. But I got to give Gary a little credit just because of all the great stuff that he's done for us. He follows a path, whether it's his artistic vision or whether it's a vision of things.
Our path must always include, if you can get our logo and our kindness of handing something promotionally to a person, we need to change our path then, because that always needs to be included.
I'm not saying that. It could be very well inserted into the path. It's not hard to bring it at all. I never had thought about it, but like I said, I only think about the actual content.
Well, I got to think about it.
I know. I'm just like, I think about the actual content, the effort effort going out there all the time and everything like that. I don't think I just go, and then we get the content. Like that's how I think about it. Now I understand how you're passionate about giving things out, and I'm sure Gary gets the message too, and nothing like that will ever happen again.
He said that it wouldn't be a problem going forward, and this is what he said. He just went through each file. There were 8 clips that he got sent, and 1 clip was when he handed out a koozie.
That should have been the opening clip.
And he said,
and that way it's over with. You've handed out the koozie, you've established the brand, you've shown the logo, and now you have 8 more clips to let it rip.
And he said, going forward, now that he sees your vision, he will follow it.
I mean,
well, he's following the vision.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Uncle Cracker, follow me. Everything is all right.
Yeah. I just don't understand how I cannot for the life of me understand how that is such an out of the box vision type deal where my guys wouldn't have known that from like it's just it blows my mind.
And you're irritated.
I'm very irritated. Very. Man, maybe you new radio guys weren't brought up the same way I was, but it's get the logo on TV, get the brand out, show the niceness of handing a promotional item to somebody. That's an important aspect of your video. Oh, I'm sure chat's all over me because God forbid that I redirect or ask for a change in format or mindset around here.
No, everybody agrees. They said that we're all in the wrong. They're very much on your side. Don't read it, but they're on your side.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
What, you think Gary and Tuttle were?
Yeah.
No, there was. I mean, there were. I mean, it was on there. I mean, there was one that was on there. Man, we need to get Bubba a virtual hug.
No, don't touch me.
No, a virtual where you like pay to have like Sydney Sweeney, hug you or something. That's what I'm here for, guys. I can work under uncomfortable working conditions. I've done it my whole career. It's very, very easy to try to make it funny.
Thank you.
Now, coming back, we're going to have a conversation about the Ducks. Hang with us.
No, there's no duck conversation to be had. I mean, we blew that one.
Well, Shiloh's going to put some in his Tesla beast. That's right, I said Shiloh.
That's his real name, right? I've heard it so wrong for so many years. It's like, Shiloh's the right name, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What up, Jay Bowler? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, ladies? Why don't you press those chesticles right up against your phone screen? Ha ha! See, I know about radio, Bubba. That's how you do it.
You know that, Grouper Lips.
Rub it against your muff.
What up, Big Longer?
I'm going to tell her what color your pubes are.
Morning, Jeff Frierson. Camper Scott. How's everybody doing?
Are you there, Boondocks, or are you, is it like an Airbnb?
Man.
We're trying to grow, man. Our heart's in the right place. You're a man of the country then, Boondocks, all over. Yeah, don't rent it out. I heard that's bad news.
Here, Thomas.
Guys, we're going to be 5 minutes late for the podcast. We're going to have 5 extra minutes for Bubba to decompress in the chair.
Well, good, because I'm taking all the promotion stuff. We're throwing it right away because it doesn't need to be on camera or anything. So.
We're throwing it away? Can we at least throw it off the roof or something?
Yeah, we might as well not even fucking use it because, the big guys, they don't do things like that. So,
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're playing the game this weekend with no stickers on the side of their helmets. They don't want their logo to be seen on TV.
Man. Trump's got a blank red hat.
Yeah, Trump's got a blank red hat, and the Buccaneers are pulling all logos off of all fucking freebie merchandise that they hand out to the fans because they don't want people to see their logo.
I'll tell you one that I hit you close at home, Seth. The Lightning are taking TGH off their helmets.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they get that on a helmet, man? That blows me away.
Because showing a nice gesture of handing out something cool, like a koozie or a set of sunglasses with your logo, isn't what people want to see or hear. It's stupid. Nobody does that.
I think Lena Paul quit porn. It's very disappointing.
You've also got one of the coolest emblems or logos ever.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios, aquabeto.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
You can bet I'm out of here at 52. I'm so pissed off right now.
I can tell.
I just hate being patronized in a business that quite frankly, know more than anybody else does. In this building, or anybody that works for me, you don't have more experience for me than I have. You've not worked at more radio stations. You've not been on the streets longer. You've not taken more phone calls. You've not established your own brand, have your own artwork. Your name and your brand is not federally trademarked. Mine is. And I navigate accordingly. So when I spent $3,400 on promotional items, I did that so that you get your brand out. And you're just hoping that one person that you hand those free sunglasses, or that duck that's got your QR code on its ass, or the bumper sticker, or the sunglasses, or the koozie that has your scanning code, that they scan it. And they potentially, out of 100 that you handed out, one potentially could become a Bubba Army. And that is support the show digitally by going to our YouTube or to our Rumble, to our Facebook or to our X or to the various other Bubba Army HQ and what have you. And for me, listen, Jay, you're kind of the same. You have to manage people. Mm-hmm. And to me, I messed up. I certainly have the wrong mentality with regards to cutting out all. However, the one time that Tuttle took it upon himself to hand out your logo, your koozie cup, and your sunglasses, I felt was insignificant. That I cut it out so that I could show 8 minutes and 29 seconds of Tuttle just asking about people's Jeeps. That I actually did have a piece of audio or visual. I actually had a visual of Tuttle handing out your logo and your brand. But I felt that that's stupid because the people that we supposedly follow, the Mr. Beasts and whoever the men on the streets are that we try to emulate, they don't do that. Don't insult my intelligence because they do that. Their whole world is wrapped around getting out their brand or doing nice gestures for people to promote their brand. That's all Mr. Beast does is hand out money. He doesn't hand out money and he doesn't hand out money and do things under the guise of, oh, I'm not Mr. Beast or nothing.
Well, he had Mr. Beast burgers. He's had Mr. Beast chocolate. There's Jake Paul Prime energy drinks. I mean, every one of them's pimping something.
So, like, I just don't like to be bullshitted and you know, be told that's just not my vision. Who my video guy tells me that's not his vision. And I don't want anybody to take this as a not. Listen, Gary Cantrell is unbelievable and has taken our video world to the next level. Gary Cantrell does what I used to have to pay two people to do. What he does it single-handedly himself. He busts his ass. Almost everything he does is great. He has generated some videos on YouTube and on Reels and on Facebook Shorts and on X and on Insta. He's generated some shorts and stuff that have gotten millions and millions of views. He's just, you know, he's really, really, really a very integral part of our business.
Maybe I can say something that'll get you a little calmer. Is if this happened to me and the person who did it said, my bad, I thought this is the right way to have done it and I made a mistake and I won't do it again. And if that person was something with as much work product as Gary, I would say, okay, don't do it again. You understand how passionate I am about this. I think your explanation, it does. Maybe it made sense to you. It doesn't to me. But let's not do that anymore. And I'm pretty confident Gary will never make that mistake again.
Oh, he won't. But what makes me mad?
I don't know that you need to get so like.
What makes me mad is that everybody circles the wagons.
Well, because Gary's a great guy. And one's trying to help him.
I know that, but that's not the right thing to do for me.
But I mean,
or for the
even
business.
Seth took some responsibility when he didn't.
Don't
really
everybody
need to.
circle the wagons?
But I mean,
and
Seth
tell
even said
me
I could have told them about it. I didn't think about it. But I mean, everyone's trying, and it's not like the old days where no one would take responsibility. Wasn't me. Wasn't me, coach. Wasn't me, boss. It was somebody else. Here you have a room full of people that are taking responsibility, all for little tiny parts of it. And everyone's saying, yeah, we could do that a little differently now that we know that's your priority. And everyone who's made the mistake has recognized, oh, I didn't realize that. So you're just mad because they didn't accept or understand what your priorities were. And I get that. But I think what would make you madder is if people were trying to hide the ball, not accept responsibility, and say, no, this is the way to do it.
Well, that's kind of how it started. And it's ended now, all right. But that's how it started. And that's why I'm still upset, because that's how it started.
I'm confident it'll never happen again.
And
that's
let me co-signed on it.
Oh, did I co-sign?
Everybody co-signed on it.
How did I co-sign on it? I read what Gary said. I never co-signed. I was telling you because Gary doesn't have a voice. Gary was messaging me, so I just read his message. And Gary is extremely he's very sorry, and like Jay said, he will not do it again.
He fell on the sword. I mean, when I have an employee that evades, ignores, excuses, justifies, doesn't do the things they're doing, and never has the ability to say, you know what, I messed up. That's a problem. For me, it's always about accepting responsibility and accountability and moving forward. And so, Gary is good at what he does. We're all learning this process. He's learning. I'm sure he'll look at other people and try to emulate what other people are doing too. But it didn't come from a position of ignorance. He didn't just forget it. He was trying to do something that he thought was a formula that would work. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. It's just different than what your vision was. And I get why you're frustrated and upset. But again, You got somebody saying, here's why I did it.
I'm frustrated.
I'll never do it again.
I'm frustrated and I'm upset because the feedback that initially came back to me was, don't worry, who cares? Tuttle's out there doing his thing. No big deal. And I've spent so much money on buying these little trinkets to give a visual, knowing that we're videotaping things and stuff like that. I didn't see a lot of handing out of trinkets I don't think any of the video ended up being usable.
I could send you all my video. We put stickers all over Clearwater Beach. We have every koozie and thing, and we all have a video of it.
Okay, but I think that we weren't able to use that because of the quality.
Yes,
correct.
But I mean, there's a Jeep event every weekend. You could have them do it again with the Ducks and problem solved.
Okay. So listen, I have no problem with Gary. It's just that I just for the life of me can't understand why a person would not want to accentuate and show the logo of the brand that's putting on this video. Because if you watch the current video, there's no mention or no visual of our brand. None. Zero. Other than the watermark. And it's on our channel. So, whatever. It just gives me more time to sit in my seat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Go
Oh
ahead.
my God, you turned. Wow.
No, I didn't have you turned off on purpose. I had you turned off because I hit the wrong button. I'm so sorry.
Well, either way, it stings. Yeah, you need that.
It shouldn't stink. I did. It wasn't meant to sting.
Bubba, it stings. Like I told you the story about when I was in high school football and the star player's chin strap broke and they came to the sidelines and the coach was eyeballing whose chin strap he could rip off and he took my buddy's Nestor's right next to me and Nestor looked so defeated because he knew that he was never going to play at that moment.
And then you felt bad for Nestor.
And then then I kind of started hiding behind the rest of the bums who weren't playing because I didn't want to be the next guy.
You didn't want to be that next one to have your chin strap ripped off?
No, I mean it's demoralizing, and I just felt like when my mic was off, I felt the way Nestor did that day.
Do you need a hug?
I think I would be happy if Bubba takes the extra time in his chair, so he's cool when we do the podcast, and I'm less afraid.
I think I feel that way too.
Okay.
So
okay, good.
Without further ado, we're out of here. Way early, but hey, it's I think 52. Is it 52 or 55 we're supposed to go to? I think. Do you know?
It's 55.
Is it 55?
Yes.
Boy, very rarely am I sitting here scrambling for time. You know what I'm saying? Usually I'm.
Well, we know this guy could fill it. Charlie.
Oh, I'm not talking to Charlie. I have zero for Charlie.
Oh boy,
I have zero. Listen. I don't want anybody upset at me. I have a vision of what I want. I thought Gary knew that. Obviously, I was wrong. But I think it was what pissed me off more than anything was what I thought was a really bullshit excuse. And that being, well, the other people that we follow don't do it. That absolutely positively does one thing and one thing only. Pisses me off. Because the people that we do follow and the people, the man on the street type, they absolutely are handing out stuff and promotional things and creating and making sure their logos on. Like that's the whole premise of the man on the streets. Unless you're just some stupid guy standing outside asking a girl, would you hit me or not? What's your body count? Am I your type? Would you? I mean, we've all seen it. That guy doesn't have a logo. That guy hasn't been in radio for 40 years. That guy doesn't have his name federally trademarked and his logo federally trademarked. He's outside of bars asking hot chicks what their body count is. What's the most secret thing that you've ever done that you've never told anybody?
What's your creep?
What's your body count? Am I your type? A kiss or a hug?
Oh God.
I mean, see, you know what? Those men on the streets, they don't have logos and koozies and sunglasses and bumper stickers and ducks and other things to hand out to you. They're a bunch of creepos that are trying to get clicks. I'm an established brand that's a creepo that's trying to get clicks. But I'm going to hand you something. I want to put something in your dirty little paws for you to potentially have. And I need that on video of my guy that's on the street handing my stupid ass little trinket to you. And if it ends up in the garbage can after you've left me, well, then so be it. Probably 80% of it does.
We go pick it out.
Thanks, Lummy. I appreciate it. That made it feel so much better. Thank you, Lummy.
I'm sorry.
Do you want me to hand out?
I do not want Gary in any way, shape, or form to think that I'm mad at him. I just don't want to hear any BS excuses. Oh, when you make a mistake, take the L and let's move on. What were you saying, Seth?
During intermission, do you want me to run over to the West Shore Mall playground and hand out knives to kids?
Only if they're logoed.
They're logoed. We'll get some attention, Sponjo.
I love his dry humor. I really do. That's why I'll be back with him about 40 after for Clem and Kush. You'll have a good day.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
You're wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council.
Co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
Our pig